Hello, are you there? Oh. Damn it. And that was a decent performing stream, too. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, let me check if the stream is running. Okay, yeah, stream's running, stream's back. Alright. Sorry, my internet went out for a second, but what's on your mind?
Okay, so I was watching your thing on YouTube. This is live, right?
Yeah, it should be up now.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm sorry for taking up some time. Just want to.
No problem.
No, yeah. Okay, so are you center, left, or right? What would you position yourself?
I would say I'm center left.
Okay, so do you have anything that you actually like that Trump has done, or do you think overall
I think Operation Warp Speed
bad?
was decent. I think
Okay, so
he
with the
made a lot
vaccine,
of.
right?
Yeah, that's the vaccine, and I think that his promises that he made in 2016 about bringing the manufacturing jobs back, getting rid of the bad trade deals, doing infrastructure, saying that nobody's going to die because of lack of insurance, those were all good promises. The issue is in 2016 or after 2016, we saw how he governed, and 200,000 manufacturing jobs were lost. He didn't pass the TPP, but then he renegotiated NAFTA, did the USMCA, and as a result, it was pretty much just NAFTA with provisions from the TPP. And he didn't do infrastructure, and obviously he got a bunch of people off their health insurance, tried to get rid of the Affordable Health Care Act as a whole. So of course people did die because of lack of insurance in his country. So yeah, I mean he made decent promises. He didn't really keep them, and I'm saying that as someone on the left, like there were some decent promises made. I can give credit about Operation Warp Speed, and Donald Trump would love to take credit for it, but obviously his base doesn't like it. But yeah, that's me trying to be charitable to them.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you another question. So I hear Democrats say a lot of this rhetoric, and I'm not a fan of it. I want to hear your take on it. So I
Yeah.
hear a lot of people say that, for example, if Trump were to have economic prosperity, it was because of the last administration. The things that
Mhm.
Obama did had now just
Mhm.
started to kick in. And I didn't like that argument because I think it doesn't hold accountability. Like, for example, you could say anything that happened during Trump's administration that was bad, you could do vice versa and say, oh, well, Obama put bad policies economically. You see what I'm
This is
saying?
what I would say. I think
So
there's a bit
do
of
you
nuance
believe,
to
do
it.
you agree in, well, no, but do you agree that there are levels of, okay, let's judge the man in the moment he's in now. If something economically happens good, it happens good. If it happens bad, it happens bad.
I think
Because I
with
want to go on to another point.
yeah, the thing is, I think there's a bit more nuance. I think that certain aspects of the economy, yes, were the Obama economy continuing, like unemployment going down, the stock market performing well, and so on and so forth, because we saw, like under Obama, 70 unbroken months of unemployment going down. There are things you can give credit to Trump for about the economy during his time. He did do tax cuts, which 83% went to the top 1%. The deficit did start going up after the deficit had been going down under Obama, and he definitely did try to make a shift on healthcare policy. Tried to get rid of the Affordable Health Care Act, um, and there are things that were out of his control. He couldn't create the COVID situation, but I could criticize, let's say, the way he handled it. I don't think he handled it very well. I think not having a strong social safety net was a really big problem. But yeah, there are certain aspects of the economy that you could put to his credit, certain aspects that you could credit other presidents. There's nuance. It's complex.
Yeah, so the reason I want to get to that is because here's my personal beliefs. I voted for the first time. I voted for Donald Trump, and I respect that you have your beliefs and I have mine. I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, and I told him at this point, where we are in the nation, it's going to be very hard for us to go and judge the person and then judge their policies because we're so focused on the person. You know, there's a lot of disagreement and hate for Trump, and there's a lot of disagreement and hate for the other side. I
Yeah,
would just say this: if you watch the gas pump, what state are you in?
I'm in Florida.
I'm in Texas, so usually
Yeah.
gas for us is, as of now, over $2, but it doesn't really get to 3. And I told my friend, and I'm going to tell you the same thing. I believe gas is going to drop down. I do. I believe that his energy independence ideology is going to help with
Hmm.
gas prices for sure. I do believe that people are too scared of the tariffs when it comes to Mexico and Canada. I do believe the negotiation tactic of it, rather than it being like, oh, we're going to be scared that the whole nation is going to be put into a deficit of more and more debt. I'm not
Here,
too
could
keen on
I
that
could I
because even
respond to some of
Obama,
those points?
even
Because
Biden
I think
himself put.
those are pretty valid points. But specifically on energy, so is your main contention, I suppose, that he's gonna produce more, say, oil, and that's gonna bring the gas prices down?
Well, you could produce oil, but it's about producing oil and prioritizing American oil first, rather than
So okay,
smoking
wait, that's an
Mexico or
interesting.
Saudi Arabian oil or
That's a good
Venezuelan
question.
oil.
That's a good point. So like, sort of making sure that that oil and eventually turn into gasoline is more focused on the American market, so that there's just more oil present that brings the prices down, right?
Oh, you're asking me that. If
Yeah,
more oil is present, it's going to bring prices down.
just like
If it's done
put into the
correctly,
American market. Because this is the thing. I think I understand where you're coming from. The only issue is that number one, some gas prices did go down, or significantly from the peak of inflation. That's just how it is. Oil production is up, but the gas prices still are not as low as people would like. We're producing more oil than ever before any country in the history of the world under Biden. That's not me jerking Biden off, but that's just a fact of the matter. But the prices are not at the level that people want. So maybe we produce even more oil. The issue is that after 2016,
yeah.
when Trump was president, there was a sharp. I actually didn't notice until I did some research on this, and I was surprised by this. America has always exported oil, but there was a sharp increase in oil exports during Trump, after Trump, so during Biden. And in my view, I think that these oil companies are prioritizing exporting and making money in the foreign markets over putting it into the American markets. And if they were to put more into the American markets, they would bring the prices down, and that wouldn't be good for them, right? But under Donald Trump, I can imagine that we surpass what Biden's doing, surpass what Trump had. But as we've seen, just putting the oil production up doesn't bring the prices down. Is the oil going to go to the American market? I just don't know if that's going to be the case, because we saw that culture of export, export, export starting under Donald Trump. But also, to be fair, it continued under Biden. As for the tariffs, real quick, I don't think in his view that, did you say that he wants to use it as like a negotiating tactic?
For tariffs, yes, but that's kind of switching the topic more to border. For Justin Trudeau and for Sheinbaum in Mexico, that he wants to put those tariffs because clearly I don't know if you agree with it, but clearly we have an issue in the northern and southern border. So he wants to start with a 25% tariff on them.
Well,
But in regards
this is
to
the
the
thing.
energy, like for
But,
oil and
okay.
stuff,
We're gonna get back to the tariffs, but then let's go back to the oil for now.
okay. Yeah, just real quick, I'll just say something. Just for me, I just know when it came to Biden, gas pump prices went up a lot higher. First and foremost, he did cut a lot of, I want to say it was federal subsidy oil production, which was an issue. Also had family in the oil field that did get laid off simply because there was not enough of it being prioritized, I would say, due to government decisions. I would also say that the cutting of the pipelines was not good at all. The one from Canada to Mexico. And
Keystone, yeah.
prioritizing that right there. Keystone, yeah. And also putting Europe in a position where their energy is more dependent on Russia, which I also think that was an issue. Those are just things that I believe were bad.
Again, to be fair though to what you're saying, I understand where you're coming from, but Biden saw increase in oil production every single year. The Keystone pipeline was closed, but where was the Keystone pipeline heading? It was heading to Texas. That was oil almost exclusively to be exported. Ultimately, the pipeline wasn't even done, so I've heard some people argue that shutting down that pipeline's construction led to an increase in the cost of oil, but that wouldn't really make sense if the pipeline was not even done and the oil was going to be exported. Again, the only thing Trump has really promised is drill, baby, drill, make more oil. But Biden's already tested that theory out. That has not brought oil prices to the level that the people want. I think we need to see an allocation of oil back to the American market. And also, when it comes to Europe's dependence on oil, they've become less dependent on Russian oil. not really necessarily because of policy we did, but because of policy Russia did with their invasion. That's why they're turning to other foreign sources for oil. At some point, they were looking at Venezuela. They definitely are getting more oil from us. But, yeah, no. I can't speak to your family situations, but oil production, oil work has definitely gone up. But going into the tariffs, the thing is, I've heard this point that Donald Trump wants to use it as a negotiating tool. And I would agree with the use of tariffs as a negotiating tool. I'm not principally against tariffs. I think tariffs, when they're targeted and specific, can be real good. The thing is, Donald Trump also campaigned on the merit of tariffs. That tariffs are good, that we're going to be so rich. He's openly talked about getting rid of all income tax because we're going to make so much money from the tariffs. That's not necessarily true. Even if we did tariffs on all imports, we would not be making money to fund our government. But and I've heard this from Trump supporters who come on, they say both things. Either tariffs are wonderful or tariffs are just a negotiating tool. Either way, if they're done, it's going to create more expensive products. Because even if you tariff raw materials, let's just say just lumber, that's going to make construction more expensive.
Yeah, and I don't like to appeal to hypocrisy, but I would say that Joe Biden, I don't know if you saw the reports, had talked down on Trump's tariffs, and then a day after he increases tariffs on China. I think that a good thing to do, and I like your approach. I'm going to compliment you and say you sound like a very fair person to how you speak about
Appreciate
policy
you.
and stuff. But a lot of people I hear, and you hear this too, I know you're not deaf, that people are saying tariffs, Trump equal bad. Tariffs are bad. And I'm like, okay, hold on a second. Tariffs are used for a specific tactic. And also, I would agree. I'm not saying tariffs are, God's gift on earth. I would say that tariffs can be good if they're used properly, and they can be bad if not. But overall, I really do see that the left has kind of this approach on tariffs that is very, very negative just because they're hearing Trump's name be thrown around with it because of this.
That's true. That's true.
Of them disliking him so much. Like Obama did tariffs.
I think that tariffs.
People do tariffs.
But I think there's a notable difference between some of those tariffs that, say, Biden did and what Trump did. So specifically, Donald Trump didn't do a tariff on all imports coming. He never did across-the-board tariffs. He did do tariffs on, certain agriculture goods, which then led to tariffs being done on us, which hurt the farmers, and that's why there was the farm bill that was done to help the soybean producers. But when you look at Biden's tariffs specifically, so he's done things like a tariff on Chinese electric vehicles. And that was specifically done, and I think this is more where tariffs can be used, is it was done to prevent Chinese electric vehicles from entering the American market. Now, that made the auto industry bosses happy and the workers happy. So I think, honestly, that was a fair thing to do, and it was successful. There's obviously not a bunch of Chinese cars flooding in the market. That's what I would use tariffs for. But with Donald Trump, he's using it. He's talking about across-the-board tariffs now, which he didn't do in the past. He's talking about starting a trade war, and the trade war did hurt us during his presidency. And it will just make stuff more expensive. I just disagree with his strategy on tariffs, not necessarily with tariffs themselves. And I think there's a good amount of people that are on the left that are much more protectionist that would kind of share my opinion,
I'm sorry, something came up. I have no clue. While I'm on the call right now, everybody in the world wants to talk to me.
No problem. I'll try to make it quicker what I said. Yeah, pretty much Donald Trump in his first term did not do across-the-board tariffs like he's promising now. Now he's making promises of all tariffing all goods from a certain country completely. During his time, he did do a bit more targeted tariffs, which are probably the ones that Biden kept. Ultimately, the trade war did lead to some hurt for American workers, though, more so during Trump's time because there was just more heat. There was still that heatedness with Biden's time, but I think there was more investments into certain industries during Biden's time with certain bills. But, for example, there was a tariff on soybeans coming from America, and that hurt our farmers greatly, and Donald Trump had to make a farm bill to essentially subsidize them. Ultimately, the trade deficit did also increase under Donald Trump. The tariffs that Biden did were a lot more targeted, like the new tariffs that he introduced, like a tariff on Chinese electric vehicles, which the auto industry bosses liked and the auto industry workers liked. So I think it was kind of fair, and the main purpose of it was to not allow Chinese electric vehicles in the American market to compete with American cars. Is that super duper capitalist? No, but tariffs aren't exactly super duper capitalist. But I think that's a fair use of tariffs to stop something from entering the market. Donald Trump, the two ways that Trump supporters have talked about his use of tariffs, either as a negotiating tool for a goal, but then he's also specifically talked about funding the entire government with it, or making us so rich, or whatever. When I remember I did the math, and if we tariffed like all imports coming into the United States, like a 10% or 20% tariff, we'd make about like $300 to $400 billion, and that is nowhere even close to our budget. So, but he doesn't exactly have a consistent message with his tariffs.
Yeah, and I would say I have to research that. I don't know if that at this current time would be a benefit to replace income tax with tariffs. Back in the day, we did do that. You are aware that tariffs were used as a way rather than income tax.
Yeah, but that was like the late 1800s. You know, it was
I don't know at the size,
very different
the
time.
way that the dollar is used now in international business, if that would be a good idea. We're really tied with every nation because we use the dollar. So for us to do that could or could not be a bad thing. I'd have to get back to researching that. But yeah, I mean, okay, let me ask you another question. Are you a fair person? And I know that sounds like a dumb question, but are you a fair person? If you look at your state and you see things dropping in price, you see things going down, are you going to have some form of credit where you say, you know what, I don't like the decisions Trump made here, I don't like the decisions he made here, but I do see some positive improvement that we could learn from?
Yeah, I can give credit where I think it's due. Specifically, hold on, let me add someone into the queue real quick. I'll pull you in after this caller. All right, so I can give credit where credit's due. You know, with Trump, again, the one policy that I can come up with that I could say, you know what, he did do the policy and it was good, Operation Warp Speed. I give complete credit there. With Biden, you know, I spent 4 years attacking Biden from 2016 to 2020. I didn't really like the guy. He was one of the most conservative Democrats in the Senate during his time there. But when we saw 800,000 new manufacturing jobs made, when we saw the CHIPS Act, which was an investment into manufacturing, when we saw a National Labor Relations Board that was much more fair to workers, I gave Biden credit where credit's due there. Hold on, the person that called in, hold on one second. I'm going to pull you in after this call, okay? Don't hang up. All right. Hello. But like I was saying, Biden's not necessarily someone that I'm a big fan of, but I can give credit where credit's due. And even to this day, I have a lot to criticize Biden about, specifically with his foreign policy in regards to Israel. But if Donald Trump did things that are good, if, for example, he did lower the trade deficit, I would give credit for that. If he did bring back manufacturing jobs, I would give credit for that. If he did do the infrastructure plan that he promised, I would give credit for that. But he didn't do those things when he had the chance, when he had the Republican majority, you know?
Yeah, and I do have another topic, but I don't know how much time you have because you have someone in queue. Like, how does it work?
It's whenever I want. We can go through this last topic pretty quick.
Okay. Concepts of a plan. I know everybody's freaking out or saying that they have these thoughts on it. What are your thoughts and takes on it? Because my thing is this. I was talking to a friend about this, and he was very, very pissed off about that, you know, these concepts of a plan. And I did say one thing. I said, we do have to respect the process of legislation, how it goes through Congress. It's not like Trump creates this plan and sticks it on the desk and he says, here we go. This is not the type of nation we're in. He has to work with Republicans in the House and in the Senate, and he has to work with Democrats across the aisle if they're even willing to listen and talk to him. But his plan was not ever able to go through because he tried to stop the Affordable Care Act, and everyone knows that paid attention. John McCain put a thumb down. So it didn't work. It couldn't have happened. Now we're at a point where it could possibly happen if he wanted to try that again to remove the Affordable Care Act. And I'm very confident that it wouldn't just be upon signing the bill, it's gone, and then we have a void of people without health care, Medicare, I guess you would say it. There would be some kind of plan to be put in. Are you that bothered by the concepts of a plan?
I'm definitely not a fan of it. I mean, he had 8 years to develop a plan since he first ran for president. Ultimately, what his plan would most likely imply is more privatization, and that's going to make more uninsured people. Ultimately, like during his first presidency, there was like 2.3 million more people that lost their health insurance. We just know with Republicans in general, any sort of expansion of healthcare, they're completely against. I think the Affordable Health Care Act had like Medicaid expansion, but it was optional for the states, and pretty much most of the red states were just like, no, we rather have we rather have millions of people without health insurance. So I think his constitutional plan is just one of many examples of him genuinely being like just not the most well-read, studious guy. And even if he's president of the United States, he doesn't actually really care about policy. And if a student said something of that nature to a teacher, did you do your homework? No, I have concepts of my homework though, I've been thinking about it, they would get an F. And yeah, it's no excuse. Bernie Sanders has a detailed plan. And let's say Bernie Sanders became president and he gets pushed back on his plan. They don't want to do it exactly like how he's presenting it. He has to water it down. Okay, you're watering it down from the initial plan. But when you have no plan, there's no watering down, there's no negotiating, because there's nothing to negotiate on.
Yeah, and overall, I think where the nation is right now, I'm not going to get too controversial. Everybody's kind of looking at insurance right now. I do think a change needs to happen. Whether you're on the 100%. Right or the left, we kind of are looking at this right now. We know something's bound to happen or something needs to happen. I don't like the fact that, I'm a capitalist. I love the private markets, of course, but I do believe that there's abuse happening within insurance, and Medicare should be able to help people that can't do it. If there's a middle ground that we need to reach, it's one thing that we need to fix this, because I do see that there's a little bit of uncertainty with that. But I'm gonna let you go. I know you got someone on queue. I don't want to keep.
Well, that person just left real quick. That person just left the queue. But what do you want to ask?
So,
yeah,
I'm good. What's your channel again? Because I want to be able to look at it, because I was watching and I couldn't find it on my channel.
Yeah.
You just have to answer the call.
TheNathanGalang. TheNathanGalang.
That Nathan?
The Nathan. So the, and then no space. It's all just names. The Nathan, and then the last name, GALANG.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So
real quick, I do want to respond. I do want to respond to the healthcare point. I can't. The response to that CEO getting killed has been from regular people almost universally praising it. I'm not praising murder. I'm against murder, just to be clear, in case anybody's concerned about that, right? But there is definitely this underlying rage that regular people have, particularly towards the rich and particularly towards the health insurance companies. Because everybody knows, even if you have a plan, even if you are quote-unquote insured, you're still being screwed. We have a huge amount of people that are insured, but they're considered underinsured. We have people with ridiculous deductibles. We have people that pay into their insurance every month. Imagine paying for any subscription service, and then when you need to use it because you have cancer or something like that, they say, no, not interested. So
yeah, and I think that's totally appropriate, because
it's a rotten system.
I had United Healthcare for a while. I just got out of a job, so I'm not using it anymore.
Yeah,
I was paying like $77 every check, and I had 2 times that I actually had to use my healthcare. The first time and the second time, and they were both awful in their own ways. I had to go to get some work done, and I went to a specialist. They basically covered, no joke, maybe 40% of it. And I'm like, okay, that sucks. That sucks.
What was the deductible? I'm curious if you remember it.
I don't remember the exact percentage, but I know it was, not percentage, number. I think it was you got to get to 6,000 or something like that.
One second. I'm going to put someone in the queue real quick. Hello, I'll go to you soon after this person that I'm currently talking to. $6,000, huh? Yeah, my deductible is $5,000, which is insane. Imagine you use Netflix and they say you need to buy $5,000 worth of movie tickets before you can actually watch some shit for free, but you have to pay every month. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and there's definitely corruption within that, just because it's a business on the hope that something doesn't happen. And if it does, then you're making it an issue, which is, I would say, very inappropriate. Not only that, I would say I also went to a primary care, so just for like a blood panel I had to do for my job.
Yeah.
Every single time I asked my doctor, is this covered by insurance? Yes. Is this covered by insurance? Yes. Okay, I'll do this, I'll do that. Tell me why I get letters in the mail that I owe this money. And I'm like, okay, that's not cool. It was like $40 that I owed. And I was lazy. I didn't go through with it. I was like, you know what? If it was like $400, I'm definitely going to fight this. But I'm learning that 92% of claims with United Healthcare didn't even get approved or even considered. Which, if I were to challenge that, it probably wouldn't have worked anyways. So I find that ridiculous. And I'd rather pay, instead of $77, I'd rather pay $100 and have a guarantee of a full coverage when I need it.
Yep. That's the exact thing.
There are balances, you know.
That's the exact. They said remember when during 2020 and 2016, Bernie's too radical, Bernie's too this. People love their insurance companies. Clearly, they don't, right? but if Bernie Sanders was the nominee, and he outright said, "I'm gonna raise $50 to $100 worth of your taxes," but then you're gonna lose thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars you spend on your private insurance, he'd win. And people that are literally working for those insurance companies, the regular workers, I'm not talking about the bosses, they also probably have shitty healthcare too. And you know what they'd say? Medicare, they have a lot less denials for things. If you pay for, we're paying for Medicare with our taxes, and you know what? You're going to get coverage. I think that this is a universal issue. So,
it definitely is.
You in this conversation, you're a conservative guy, I'm a left-wing guy, and look at us. We're saying these guys are fucking screwing us. You know what I'm saying?
And I was telling my dad that. I was saying, because there's a lot of killings that have happened or attempted assassinations that have happened. Like Trump had 2 of them, and then right here we have this guy Luigi. But I've never seen in my life, at least I'm a young man. I've never seen somebody kill somebody and actually get sympathy across the aisle. You know how polarized we are as a country. You got people on the left, blue hair dyed, and you got people on the right, beard gut, shirt open. They're all saying, you know what, we need to unite on this for a second. These guys suck. So it's kind of weird. I don't know what to think of it other than there's something that needs to be done. And I told my dad something. I said, it's not going to be Green New Deal. It's not going to be school for all, college, free college. If there's anything that's going to socialize America, would probably be insurance. And I said that before this happened. And I give credit to that. You could already tell I wouldn't approve of that. But if there's anything that's going to cause it, it would be insurance. And now we're seeing that both sides are concerned. And if the left has what they would like, which I would believe more socialization of medicine, then that would be proving it. So.
And you know what I would say, just, I don't know if I'll be able to convince you on Medicare for All in like a couple seconds or a minute, but, there's been a lot of research done on it, specifically single payer plan, Bernie's plan, and people found, hold on, one moment. I'm going to come to you next. We're going to finish the call soon. Right, so I'll finish off here because we've been at this for 28 minutes and there's somebody in line. But there's been a lot of research done on single payer, particularly Medicare for All, Bernie's plan, and it's been found to save hundreds of billions of dollars every single year. In the long run, save trillions. 68,000 lives every single year. And, with different studies, they have different estimates of how many people die because of lack of health insurance under our current system. So it's always around 68,000. I've seen 80,000. I've seen 60,000. It's in that range. We would save an entire stadium of people every single year. We would save money for people based on simple things like administrative cost. There are private insurance where their average administration is like 18%. Meanwhile, for Medicare, it's around 3%. In the present, there are small reforms that we could do. There was Representative Ro Khanna. He pretty much said it should be illegal for private insurance to deny people coverage for conditions that Medicare would not deny them, that Medicare would cover. And, I think that's fair. I think that if we could get something done in the short term as soon as possible, that could have a massive improvement on people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So the last thing that I could say would definitely be I wouldn't agree with universal healthcare, but I would say universally there should be a free choice, not a free choice. Oh God, you got me already. No, I'm kidding. There shouldn't be universal free healthcare, but I do believe that universally there should be a choice that people could make that would
Yeah.
be fair at the minimum. There should be an ability for people to say, okay, I'm not forced to have this. I could choose to have this, but I see it right here. I'm gonna get health care, and I'm gonna pay it, and I'm gonna receive what I deserve when I'm sick or when I need
Yeah.
help. And it should be as simple as that.
Well,
And
you know what?
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
That's a public option. That's not exactly where I want to go, but to be fair, that's what like people like Pete Buttigieg were essentially pushing, and what a lot of more moderate Democrats push. And you actually perfectly described it. It would essentially be a government-run agency, a company, that would compete with the private insurance, offer an affordable plan. It wouldn't be universal like you're born into it, but you just have it as a public option. It would be a lot cheaper. Now, I have my problems with it, but that's the middle ground, though. That's the middle ground, and I'm glad we found that before this call ends. So, 832 area code, I appreciate your time.
Oh, of course, man. And I hope you have a good rest of your conversations.
You too, brother, you too. All right, 828 area code, what's on your mind?
Yo, what's good? I've never watched on shorts, so I'm calling in. My name's Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan, what's up? What's up?
Yo, so are you pro-Trump or anti-Trump?
I would say I'm pretty anti-Trump, yep.
Okay, are you just doing the Trump thing, or are you down to debate a policy?
Yeah, no, we can go into specific policies.
Okay, disclosure, I'm a Democrat.
Okay.
Show.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but I think that Trump, while him, might actually be better on Israel-Palestine.
That's an interesting perspective. I think I know where you're coming from, but I would like you to elaborate first.
Well, I'm pretty pro-Israel. I think all the facts are on Israel's side. So having a president that's willing to unapologetically support our ally Israel, I think would be one small positive in Trump's presidency.
Well, me and you are coming from a different position. I'm not very pro-Israel, but I think Trump would actually be, of the two candidates that we had, the candidate to support Israel much more. And the thing is, with Biden, we already kind of saw, Biden, he doesn't have much deep of an ideology, it seems. He's willing to do what he needs to do. He's a cynical politician. But ideologically, no matter what, he seems extremely pro-Israel, even at the sacrifice of his own numbers with certain communities. I think you're right. Donald Trump will be more pro-Israel than Kamala or any other Democrat. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Could you get into why?
Yeah, I don't like what they're doing in Gaza, killing a lot of innocent people, even if it's not considered. Wait, sorry, what's that?
That region was better control from Islamic fundamentalists or secular Jews?
Wait, could you move up closer to the mic?
I said, do you think the region will be in better hands with Islamic fundamentalists or secular Jews?
I don't think it's really. I don't think that's a really accurate dynamic, and also I wouldn't say that the people running Israel are exactly secular. I think a lot of them are also just as fundamentalists. Maybe I'm not talking about the population, but I'm talking about the leadership. And even if they were completely secular, if someone did a secular mass shooting, it would be condemned no matter what their background is. Johnny says thanks, and I thank you, Johnny, for the $9.99. But yeah, you were saying?
I just think that it's hard to tell because you're not really making an affirmative claim. But I think that Israeli influence in the Middle East is better when compared to all of Israel's neighbors, who are pretty much Islamic theocracies. And I think that gets lost in the debate. Everybody just sees the death toll and doesn't really look any further than that.
I think Israel has proven themselves pretty radical. I think that when they block 80 something percent of all the food aid, that's using starvation as weapon, that's doing a war crime. When they use white phosphorus gas, that's also a war crime. Anybody that does war crimes is not necessarily a good guy in my book. And by the way, that includes our leaders that committed them in our wars when we invaded Iraq and Afghanistan and so on and so
I
forth.
think our connection may be bad. Did you just imply that there are starving Palestinians in mass? Like, can
Yeah.
you put a percent on that?
Wait, hold on. Let's restart the call since the connection's acting up. Hold on, I'm waiting for the phone number to show up. Oh, there it is.
Welcome to the U.S. Cellular voicemail.
Oh, that doesn't work. 828, were we talking about Israel just now?
You were saying that Gazans were starving, and I'd like to see some proof of that.
Yeah, so I think it was 83%. Hold on. 83% of food aid. Right here. Oxfam. Israel's siege now blocks 83% of food aid reaching Gaza. New data reveals 15 different aid organizations demand international pressure for an immediate ceasefire, arms embargo, and an end to the systematic aid obstruction. New data has shown almost half a million at risk of starvation. I remember I was seeing a thing from UNICEF as well that was talking about millions of people potentially being at starvation.
Okay. What do you think about October 7th? Was that acceptable?
No.
Do you condemn Palestine? You think they should suffer some consequences?
I don't condemn Palestine, I condemn Hamas.
Israel?
Excuse me? Wait, sorry, the audio was kind of acting up again there. Can you repeat yourself?
Do you condemn Israel?
I condemn the Israeli government.
Interesting. Do you condemn the Palestinian government, which is Hamas?
Yeah, well, Hamas is the government for Gaza, not the West Bank. But yes, I condemn Hamas, 100%.
Okay. So Jews, but in your opinion, Jews don't deserve their own safe state. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think in general any religion or any ethnic group deserves exclusive state for themselves. You know what I mean? Especially, really? I think I'm a believer in the separation of church and state, and pretty secular guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like I believe in the separation of church and state because I don't believe a religion deserves an exclusive state.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong when I say that is because that you would prefer the area of Israel or Judea and Samaria, whatever you want to call it, to be controlled by Islamic terrorists rather than just normal Jews.
Where'd you get that from anything I said that I would prefer Islamic terrorists to run the entire region?
Well, you're implying Israel doesn't have a right to exist. Am I right there?
I don't think any country necessarily has a quote-unquote right to exist. Countries just exist. If they could do a two-state solution where they respect the borders, that'd be great.
Why has Palestine turned down all the different offers for a solution?
Israel has also turned down offers. Palestine has refused many offers that Israel has pushed. Israel has refused offers that the international community has pushed. It's not really something like one side is denying this, one side's denying that. No, they have both denied certain solutions, quote-unquote solutions, when they favor one or the other. Yeah, but then there was still a blockade. It was still an open-air prison. The conditions were still bad. There was still materials not being able to come in. There was still 50% unemployment. It was not a good situation, right? And also there was support from within Israel, espionage in support of the existence of Hamas, because they wanted an enemy in control of the region and they wanted to stamp out secular Palestinian voices in Gaza.
When you say Israel, is this just one random person in the Israeli?
No. There's a history. There's a history of Israeli support for Hamas, covert support.
Why would you say that there are millions of Arab Muslims living in Israel and there's not a single Jew in Gaza? Do you think that's because Israelis are racist and Palestinians aren't? Or
Well, you know, I would hope that there are Arabs living in Israel because there was a lot of Arabs living there before, but there was also a lot of Arabs kicked out from a lot of the currently owned Israeli land. Again, I don't agree with. I don't support Hamas. That's why I wish that Israel did not support Hamas for many years. And if we could just embrace secularism, that would be great.
Okay, most Jews in Israel are secular.
Good. They should get rid of Netanyahu, the war criminal.
Are you aware of well, we already got rid of all the Hamas war criminals, but are you aware of the kingdom of Judea?
Wait, hold on. I like that you got to switch there. I said they should get rid of the prime minister, Netanyahu, who's a war criminal. And you said, well, we got rid of the Hamas war criminals. Yeah, get rid of the Hamas war criminals and get rid of the Israeli war criminals.
Yeah, Sinwar died like a dog.
Yeah, you can kill the war criminals, or you should try them or do whatever. But ultimately, the whole, like, we don't like war criminals, we don't like war crimes argument kind of goes down the drain when your prime minister is a war criminal.
Well, listen here. Do you at least accept that Palestinians from a young age are systemically radicalized, like the majority of them?
I think they're radicalized by Israel. I mean, if somebody saw their parents get blown up or their home bombed or they were sent to a refugee camp, supposedly a safe zone, but then the safe zone got bombed, I think you wouldn't really be thinking about all the nuance. You would say, I hate whoever dropped the bomb. And if the person that dropped the bomb was then Israeli, you know, I don't think you would really like Israel very much.
Okay. So would you say the same about a Jew whose mother or father killed on October 7th? Like it's okay for them.
Yeah. 100%. Hamas doing violence absolutely radicalized a lot of Israelis. It's not good to do violence.
Going forth, any Israeli citizen who has been affected by Hamas with the death of a family member, it's pretty much okay for them to just go and kill random Palestinians. Is that what I'm hearing?
When did I ever say it's okay to kill random Israelis? I think you're arguing with someone. You're arguing with like a fucking ghost, dog. I'm against killing civilians. Period.
Well, you were making excuses for Hamas like 30 seconds ago.
Well, I'm more focused on the state with the power, and Israel has the 100 times the physical capabilities that Hamas does.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you gotta learn not to touch the hot stove, right?
Yeah, but there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
If you're a Palestinian civilian, you can't really do much about what Hamas is going to do. You can try to live your life a decent life. You can try to go to work. You could try to raise your kids. But if Hamas then does an action, and Israel then does collective punishment,
well, to be clear,
that's bad. I can condemn collective punishment.
Hey, listen, to be clear, Palestinians voted for Hamas, so I don't know why.
Yeah, in like 2006. In like 2006, okay?
Right.
So I'm curious if you were, say,
they weren't expecting there to be elections every 4 years.
If you were 18 years old today.
Yes.
When were you born?
What was that?
If you were 18 years old today,
right.
Where were you born? Or when were you born?
If I was 18 today, when was I born?
Yes. What year were you likely born?
2006?
Yeah. So if half the population is under 18, about half the population is under 18 in Gaza today, about half the population had absolutely no say. And more than half the population, because obviously people that are 30 today were like, or whatever the age might be, were not voting age in 2006.
When did Netanyahu
These people are not responsible for the government of Hamas. You're trying to put responsibility on the Palestinian people of Hamas, but majority of the people did not vote them in. They were not voting in 2006.
Okay, listen here for 1 second. I have a question.
Yes.
So if you were in Gaza, we'll say right now,
yeah,
and you interviewed, 20 random people about their thoughts about Jews and what needs to happen with Israel, what are some things you would expect to hear?
I would bet that they absolutely hate
18 and under.
Israel, which should be
Jews.
expected.
Jews, sorry,
Yeah,
Jews.
yeah, I could imagine that there would be some anti-Semitism, and it's to happen if a Russian.
But it's for a good reason.
I bet there's a lot of people in Ukraine that genuinely hate Russians, in a sort of unproductive, racist manner. But just because there are Ukrainians
Let me report.
yes.
Let me report real quick. I appreciate this discussion with me. Yeah, the Ukrainians would probably hate Russians, but that's because Russia invaded their country. Israel didn't invade Palestine. That's not really a...
well, they've been doing bombings for many years. I think if you were born, let's say, in the 2000s, right, it doesn't really matter to you what happened in 1948, 1950, 1960, 1970. It matters to you what happened in your current existence, and all you've known, if you're a Palestinian, is occasional wars against you by Israel, bombs dropping on your head. Maybe if you're in the West Bank and there's not exactly bombings, there's still people doing illegal settlements and stealing your homes.
I think we should move this conversation away from how a random fuck Palestinian feels, but into the
you've made it. Wait. You've made it about how Palestinians. You asked me how would you if I went to Gaza and interviewed a bunch of random Palestinians, what do you think they would say about Jews or Israel? And I'm giving you an answer. They probably wouldn't like. There might be some real unproductive and bad anti-Semitism, but it should be expected when there are bombs falling on your head from Israel. There would be racism against any country dropping bombs on you.
Well, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
fair enough.
You wouldn't. Okay. that's good for you, man.
If a dude like rapes my sister, I'm not going to be racist to black people. Like, I don't know what you're trying to...
Yeah, I'm assuming, if you're a little kid and there was a majority, any ethnicity country, and they bombed your house and they bombed your family, you would feel no strong emotions towards those people because you are just above it, and you're different. You're built different. But yes, hello.
Listen. Now, well, to be fair, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I'm not strongly taking that position.
Okay.
But you're pro-Palestine, and you're ill. I'll hear speak from the perspective of like a young Palestinian. My question is, you never look at the other side of the, like when you tiny little country in the Middle East, Israel, right? And pretty much every 9 out of 10 of the countries are within thousands of miles that all want to see the destruction of all Jews. Why not look at that from an Israeli perspective? It's like you're only looking at one side, which I think that makes me and a lot of pro-Israel people a little suspicious about motivation. Is that fair?
No, I think it's fine to imagine how Israelis are feeling. If, for example, being injured because a bomb blew up near you would radicalize you, or people being killed would radicalize you, that's not a surprise.
Let me
the thing is, real quick. Well, real quick in response to that, there are just way more deaths, injuries, and displacements on the Palestinian side, even if they're a smaller population. But because Israel has the military capability to do so. Well, one second. I'm gonna put someone in the hold real quick. I'm gonna pull you in after this person. All right, sorry, you saying?
Well, I'm a little mixed up, but here's the thing, okay?
Yeah.
Israel is in the position they're in right now because the Jews in the early 1900s said, hey, guys, we're getting fucking holocausted. We're getting pogromed. We've been getting fucked for thousands of years now. We need to find a place where we can keep our shit safe, okay? There's this little shit plot of land in the Middle East, right? The one good spot, which is the West Bank. And we're just going to settle here. We're going to keep our shit safe, right? So they formed liberal democracy. They formed a parliamentarian system. They got their land through legal means.
Yeah, meanwhile, there was an ethnic cleansing.
Doing nothing except manufacturing weapons and doing
that shit piece of land that you're talking about had people living in there, and hold on. You said that Israel they found a shit piece of land. That implies that it's just a random piece of land. It's not going to really bother anybody. The moment that Israel was made, there was the Nakba. There was 750,000 Palestinians expelled or fled. 15,000 Palestinian Arabs were killed.
And
That's
then
not
there's the
good.
Intifada. Like,
Yeah, it's not good to kill
But you're
civilians,
only
but
taking
when
one
when you say, "Oh, well, we'll just find a shit piece of land," turns out that there's millions of people living in that shit piece of land, but then you expel them and kill them, and you're like, "Wow, how could these people ever become radicalized?" You know, that's it's not a surprise that
I
these
get
people
it.
become
I'm just saying it's
radicalized.
not acceptable. I can understand why somebody kills someone else. That doesn't mean I want to legalize murder.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're again by framing Israel as, oh, they just did things legally and they just found a shit piece of land. You are pushing to the side the murder of 15,000 Arabs in the Nakba and the displacement of nearly 1 million.
Yeah, that's great. But here, they World War I happened. The Ottoman Empire got lost. They got a British mandate to the land. They did everything legally. They set up their own shit, and now they're a crown jewel of the Middle. These other Arab countries, I mean, it seems like a lot of them are just in constant strife because of Islamic fundamentalism. But let's let that part of the topic rest. My last question, I don't know how much longer I can be on here. Are you familiar with the creation of Israel, like, and the Arab-Israeli war and all the context behind that?
Yeah, I know that the war had begun. I know that there was the Nakba. I know that many people were displaced. There was an ethnic cleansing.
And you know the Jews were there initially before they were driven out.
I understand that Jews do come from that region of the world, but if Native Americans, well, real quick, if Native Americans started doing their own Nakba against white people or black people or any other minority that lives in the Americas besides Native Americans, that wouldn't be justified.
I'd have to think about that.
Okay. I personally would be against killing white people in the United States to give the land back.
Do you live in America?
Yes, I live in America.
Okay, I didn't want to assume. Yeah, we literally came in and raped and diseased and like every Native American.
Yeah, we were very bad with that.
Let's go to Israel.
Yeah, we did horrible things. America did horrible things when they did a genocide, and it was horrible. But if then they tried to start, if Native Americans, but then if Native Americans then started to do the same thing that we did in the present, in today, and I'm saying we as if I'm white, I'm not white, you know, but I am ultimately not Native. Well, no, I'm Hispanic, so I'm part. So maybe I'm in the good side. Maybe I'm in the clear, right? But overall, even if there's a bunch of... I would never think it's justified for Native Americans to take back the land, ethnically displace the white people or the black people, or kill them. And even if there is history with Jews coming from the Middle East, and they did, that does not justify the Nakba.
Well, what's your ethnicity? Like, what country is your...
I'm Asian and Latino.
Like South American, Central American, Mexican?
Central American, yeah.
Okay, so the Spaniards come up all your people and take over your shit. You don't think it's just to take that back?
Well, revolutions happen in Central America, but I would say this. I would never ethnically expel Spanish people.
Hey, one more thing real quick. W's in chat if I'm... L's in chat if I'm losing. All I'm saying, brother, is that Israel is there for a reason. It was a people put into a corner. They go into this fucking... It's basically from fucking OSRS. You play RuneScape?
No, I don't play RuneScape.
Okay, they're in a PvP area. I need more W's in chat. Someone help me out here. They're in a PvP zone. They go to their state, and it's like they constantly get... Literally, they were attacked from like their country and somehow defend themselves. And it's like, okay, finally we can be Jews here. We can do our weird Jew shit. It's gonna be awesome. And we were here thousands of years ago, so it's not even really that bad. And for some reason, it's all... I'm getting all L's right now. That is crazy.
Wait, what was the criteria? W if you're winning, L if you're losing?
W if I'm winning, L if I'm not.
I see.
Right,
I see.
Well,
yeah. Look, I mean,
listen, I'm saying there's anti-Semitism out there. Be easy on listen. Look up the history.
I understand that anti-Semitism. I took Jewish studies with my days in college, right? Like, I sympathize with the Jewish people. They have been uniquely abused throughout all of history. The thing is, it's the same thing with interpersonal things. Like, if someone like is abusive to one person, it's not a surprise if they end up to be, if someone is abused, it's not a surprise that they end up also being abusers, but that doesn't justify the future abuse, right? So again, with the Native American example, if Native Americans rose up and attempted to take back America, I would be completely against it, because there's a ton of people today that have nothing to do with the colonization of America. You know, practically everybody today.
Do you think Palestine should allow Jews to live there?
Yeah, but I think we need to have the situation be stable before we can really embrace sort of secularism and sort of modern governance. But unfortunately,
well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It seems like Islam over the world isn't really here in America. Our Muslims are fine.
Yeah.
But listen, Europe is getting spooked. I'm not a racist man. Like, I'm a huge cuck retard. But
Yeah.
goddamn, like, there's something about Islam that makes people cut other niggas.
One second. The call is going to end soon, so I'm going to pull you in after the current call. All right? Sorry, you were saying?
Huh?
Sorry, you were saying? Sorry, I just had to add someone in there. Yeah, there was that one Mitchell guy. That one Mitchell guy really trying to fight for you against the entire crowd.
Yeah, he's all over. He's riding it hard. KRAR in the chat. Now the caller is actually going to pretend he knows policies. I'm a Democrat. To spit back at insanity. Can we do a call with him? I'd really like to.
What happened?
KRR in chat is saying that I don't know policies, so I'd like to add him to the call. So
I don't know if I can add him to the call, but there is somebody waiting. I think we got through most of our conversation. We ultimately do have a disagreement on Israel, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Listen, I love Jews. Thank you. Bye.
Yep. 469 area code. What's on your mind?
Hey, I was just listening to your argument with the guy about Israel.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, easy. It was just a couple easy things that I was thinking about, like how the Nakba happened before the mass war, and that was mostly due to being kicked off of their land.
Yeah.
And I was like, he kept saying this stuff. Why didn't you correct him? Like, it was kind of pissing me off.
Wait, what'd you say? Sorry, I had to add someone to the call real quick.
Oh, sorry. It was just, why didn't you, like, correct him? Because there was, like, easy stuff that he said, like, oh, Israel was there first. No, it wasn't. Most of the people who are Palestinian.
I think his point was that there were.
That we already know.
I think his point was that there were Jews in that region for a very long time. I don't disagree that I don't. Yeah. No. Again, Jews and Palestinians were both there. Even if I was working on, even in his own logic, if the Israelis or Jews were considered the Native Americans in this sort of hypothetical, I wouldn't support Native Americans coming back and trying to kick out all the white people and trying to take all the land, in the same way that no matter what abuse that the Jewish people had, that doesn't justify them doing an ethnic cleansing with the Nakba. That doesn't justify the mass slaughter that we're seeing today in Gaza. That doesn't justify, simply breaking all kinds of international law, like using starvation as a weapon or using white phosphorus gas. You get what I'm saying? So I was just using his own logic.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Because you gotta, I know a lot of guys like him, especially my time in the Army. This dude's really, it's really easy for people to forget that, like, hey, just like fighting for your family is something that everybody does.
100%.
That's and it doesn't really matter to people when you're in the moment, whether you being the good guy or the bad guy. It's just the way shit works.
I mean, that's that's probably how a lot of. Oh, don't worry about cursing. That's probably how a lot of Israelis feel. When an Israeli feels like they were wronged, they feel justified in doing actions that they would consider not they might consider, but the international community considers a war crime. Of course, in both cases,
Oh, they both did war crimes.
They both would do war crimes, so it just doesn't justify it. Yeah.
Joke. if I'm 260 pounds and you're 140 pounds and you fight dirty, it's gonna look different if I fight dirty.
100%, 100%. And ultimately, I do think that Israel in the last decades has been the aggressor, has been the reason why a lot of things are happening. You know, with the Israeli government literally supporting the rise of Hamas because they wanted to undermine the PLO.
The Palestinian Authority. Like, it's just weird to me. And Fatah, before PLO, was Fatah. And they were a socialist organization. This has never been about, like, oh, they're just anti-Semitic. This has always been a freedom struggle that, like, I understand mostly because of, like, I studied Nelson Mandela and South Africa. And, like, their struggle. And, like, it's nowhere near the same how we talk about, like, South Africa and the Palestinians. Because in South Africa, they were attacking nuclear facilities. They attacked the whole nuclear facility in South Africa to, like, mess with the government. If Palestinians did this, they would already be ash.
100%. This situation is pretty clear cut to me. You know, at the end of the day, I don't like I said with the last caller. He asked me, "Do I condemn Hamas?" Yes, I condemn Hamas. And if I can condemn what Hamas does,
I can say they did bad things, but like, bro,
but then I gotta recognize that I gotta recognize
we were doing bad stuff. Like,
exactly, 100%. And the thing is, like, if we can recognize that Hamas is bad when they kill a civilian, then how do we not realize that the IDF is bad when they kill 40,000 or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
just like, what's on your ledger? Who has the power and who has the willingness to do the worst shit? I mean, the worst stuff.
100%.
And
100%.
It's always going to be the more powerful country.
Yep.
That's why we try to force things through ICC, ICJ, and we try to speak out, because if you go into a tit for tat mobile, like, fighting situation, it's always going to be bad. So, like, I realized why Hamas did it. It was because we were basically helping Israel to do peace negotiations with every country around them, and left them out of this whole situation while they were actively still taking land, and they were kicking people out of the mosque there. What is it? Their biggest.
Real quick, I've seen this talking point in the chat before in a previous stream, and I see this woman, Tracy Sims, saying this. It's war. It's called war. Look up and read the definition of war. Tracy, we have a law.
That's not a.
We have a law.
I was in the army for 10 years. This isn't a war, bro. Like, this is
a slaughter.
Insurgent. Yeah, when you kill insurgents, it's no longer a war. Like, insurgency means that it's an invasion. That's literally the point of having insurgents. You invade it, and they are insurgents, no matter what happens. That's why you have different rules in the, like, military law for insurgents and for war. Those are two different rules of law.
100%. And, you know, I lost my train of thought there. Oh, yeah, no, we have laws in place. You know, using starvation as a weapon is a war crime. It's not okay. And when Obama...
like, even...
Sorry. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Okay, I'll make this point, then you can hop in. But during Obama's term, one of the drone strikes, my understanding, hit a hospital in one area in the Middle East, and that caused controversy. 11 doctors,
I remember that very, very much. It was Doctors Without Borders. And
that was a whole thing. That was a big controversy. And then also, when Russia does the same thing in Ukraine, it's a big controversy. But Israel will bomb every place of education, every health facility, including hospitals, obviously. And somehow, we're just supposed to be okay with it. It's a bizarre logic that Israel supporters have forced upon the American people.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is going to sound bad, but I've seen every color, every race, creed, every religion in the military, except for one, because they go to Israel and they serve over there, which is cool. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but when we actively say, hey, these people can't do wrong, we will admit when we're wrong. Like sometimes, not all the time.
America struggles with admitting its wrongdoings, but I think that
you kill like a whole family in like Kabul or some shit, and they're gonna send your ass to jail. Like,
you're gonna be in trouble.
You might not show up on the like TV shows, but you will go to jail. Everybody else will rat you out. Like that's just how stuff works.
Yeah.
But over there, you can grape somebody, and you can be a national hero for it.
It's actually insane. I think I know exactly what you're talking about when they put the burning metal stick into somebody's ass, and that's okay.
Exactly
and people protested after that.
And the guy showed up, and the guy showed up on the TV shows, and was like, "Yeah, it was me," and then he just started being a part of their TV show. Like,
and people protested. They didn't protest his actions. They were protesting to free him. Insanity. Absolute insanity.
Like, what are we, like, the parliament is having conversations about whether it's legal to rape people who are in custody.
Yep.
That should immediately tell you that something is wrong here. Maybe we got this wrong.
And the prime minister is literally wanted. So,
he's wanted by the ICC.
He's wanted by the ICC, and if people are like, oh, well, the international community, they're just too mean to Israel. Well, the leaders of Hamas were also wanted by the ICC, but, a lot of them were killed.
Yeah,
so they obviously can't go to court.
You just happened to kill the other two guys. Like, that's just what happened.
Yep.
Like, and it would have been worse if you, if personally, I feel like, hey, if you're Hamas, you got to take the L, right?
Yeah, you have to find some way for peace.
You can't run this stuff no more because now you're out.
Yep.
You have to let somebody else take control. Probably an affiliate or somebody that you trust to have the best interest in mind. Like you can't just give it to Israel because Israel is already.
The big issue there is Israel's not going to let that happen. Israel desperately wants Hamas to be in control.
I get it, but you got to understand when you're also hurting the ability for peace, right?
Yeah,
and so,
100%.
Hey, you got to go. Personally, I would feel better if the Israeli leadership left. All these dudes need to be in jail.
All the dudes need to be in jail.
When
100%.
you're using human shields, and that's something that you don't see. Literally, in most militaries, unless you in a scumbag battalion.
Yeah.
You would never see that.
Yeah.
Because that's weak. That's weak as hell. But that does say hey, they do use bombs for everything. We're scared to actually go out there with our infantry because our infantry sucks.
Exactly. That's the thing. People always ask, well, if you don't like what Israel's doing, what would you want them to do? Use fucking special forces, get on the ground, boots on the ground. They don't need to blow up entire buildings, but find those fucking Hamas leaders and force them to the table.
Suck.
And they do. They
worst trained soldiers, constantly shooting each other on accident, negligent discharges. These are some of the worst soldiers.
And you know where they are accurate though? They're accurate when they're sniping children. That's where they're accurate.
Hey, well, that's also. I feel like a lot
that's
of
horrible.
Died off random bullets, but they didn't. But the thing is, it doesn't matter because it's all outcomes. The Army doesn't care, or militaries don't care about what your intentions are. They care about the outcomes. You didn't mean to shoot somebody, but you did, which means you should go to jail.
Real quick, I I agree with you, but real quick, I want to respond to somebody in the chat. This guy says, why is this guy talking with someone he agrees with? Talk to a pro-Israel side to make it interesting instead of this echo chamber. Sean, you can call in. There's a call-in number, and then you'll be put into the queue, and then I'll pull you on after this call. And I just had a conversation with a pro-Israel person. So someone comes in, and they're they're anti-war, actually, I would say. It's not even being pro one side or the other. It's against killing. I'm going to let them speak. And then, after, if a pro-Israel person calls in, come in. There's the number right there, and we can have a conversation. But, yeah.
My bad, man. I'm
no problem.
To get back to it. It's just, I was in the military for 10 years, and it always pisses me off when people are, like, trying to be super, like, they're coddling those forces. Like, those guys are just bad at being, you shouldn't have a military if you have to do this to have a military.
Yeah. I mean, a country that
for your military to be effective.
If a country that their focus is exclusively like, I don't know, bombing buildings and shooting kids, instead of actually going after the leadership because they support the leadership of their so-called enemies, that country should just like not have a military. It needs to completely be reformed. It's insane.
Yeah, you have a good one. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Nice conversation there. Pleasant conversation there. All right. It's 614 area code. What's on your mind? Okay, they left. OCD Detailing says they are hiding behind kids. When there have been reports of doctors that have found kids with bullet holes directly into their head, I don't think there was a soldier hiding behind them. I think that means someone was aiming for the kids, right? When someone blows up a building, and there's kids in it, that's on them. Not the kids. It's on the person dropping the bomb. All right. Peter says, stupid take, they're hiding with the kids. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely going to be kids when you bomb schools. When you bomb refugee camps and you say it's a safe zone, there's definitely going to be kids in the safe zone. Owe says, China don't go around waging wars. There's a difference between us and China. China does subtle imperialism. They're a bit more subtle about it than we are, but they are still imperialist. Mitchell says, no, the kid could have gotten in the way of fire, or again, they're hiding behind them. Mitchell, do you genuinely believe every child that was killed in Gaza is the kid's fault? Or it's always going to be Hamas using a human shield or whatever? Or when there's a precise attack on their motherfucking forehead, maybe a guy with a gun had the intention of killing him. This person says, when they take over the schools. Again, person that said that, OCD Detailing. We're talking about kids here. So you're saying the kids take over the school. You're saying Hamas takes over the school. Because last time I checked, Hamas is the literal government that Israel has years of backing and supporting and propping up. So yes, the government institution is going to run the government institutions like schools. Keith Roberts says, whoa, anti-Semitism. Whoa, where am I being anti-Semitic? Day One says, kudos to you for not getting tired of reviewing these R-word points after a whole ass year. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun for me, debate, confrontation, and so on and so forth. The situation, of course, is not fun. The genocide is bad. But somebody has to be a person countering these claims. And if I can do that, that's cool. You're a Muppet. This is what happens when you take bullying out of the schools. Shane, you can call in. On. Nah, it's on terrorists holding the buildings. It's a war, not all sunshines and rainbows. Joshua, what? Do you have proof that a terrorist was holding every single building that Israel bombed? Or do you think it might be a little bit hard to prove that, oh my gosh, Hamas is in the building when the building was blown up? Because the people that verify, oh, there was Hamas there, is Israel. So, Bourne says, when 20 guys are returning fire, trying to not die against 50 guys, also trying to not die against bullets getting flying about them, bullets get flying without people aiming. Yeah, so the kids that have precise bullet holes in their fucking head, it was just an accident. It was just an accident. Bourne says it would be hard to prove the other way as well. Yeah, it would. But you can probably verify who's inside a building if the building's still up over if the building was blown up. Peter says maybe Hamas shouldn't have launched an attack on October 7th. That the reality is people will die, but they started it. Peter, maybe Israel should not have supported the establishment of Hamas. Wendy says go to Palestine yourself. I think there would be a pretty good chance of getting blown up with an Israeli bomb. I wouldn't support anybody going to Palestine. I wouldn't recommend anybody go to Palestine right now because Israel will kill them. Leaves them as special need drain on resources. We're talking hundreds of kids, Apo says. Ethereal Pancake says, wouldn't it make sense to have a meaningful debate over things within our control and over things and that we don't have to speculate on? This seems pointless to me. I don't understand your point there. There's people claiming that Hamas was definitely in the building, so Israel is always right. I'm going to counter that claim. Josh says, so you can't speak personally about anything you haven't personally experienced. Precise is a relatively deceitful word in math. Chris, what was the keyword being probably Puerto Ricans for Trump? So why don't you share with us where you were when a bunch of people you never met were murdered? Cozy says, why do you care so much? Would you not care about people getting killed? Shane says, can you repeat yourself? Specifically about what? Peter says, please tell me how Trump will hurt me. He'll raise your taxes, and we can have a full conversation on that if you want to call in. Where's Palestine? Palestine is in Palestine. It's in the Middle East, right next to the Mediterranean. You can Google it. Wendy says, if you're not in Palestine, then how do you know the truth? Wendy, if you're not in a location, can you not do research about a location? Please don't ask stupid questions, all right? Ponderous Nerve says, wow, a lot of fascists in the chat. Yep. But you know what we say about haters and losers, folks? We love the haters and losers. These haters and losers are giving me free content. All right. Apel says, and imperialism is different by geography, just like nationalism or ethnocentrism. Don't you know, Wendy, the internet doesn't lie? Tyler, do you know anything about Social Security or Medicare and Medicaid? What came first, Israel or Palestine? The state of Israel was established in 1948. It was run by the British for a while, and then it was run by the Ottomans for an even longer while. No says, where did you find the information about these kids being targeted? I remember journalist Mehdi Hassan was reporting on it. Mehdi Hassan, real smart guy. K. Shaw says, thank you for continuing this conversation, brother. Free Palestine. Thank you, K. Shaw. Much appreciated. Chris says, Palestinians have no country. Well, there is Gaza and the West Bank. Of course, Israel doesn't respect the borders. We need a secure border, folks, on Israel and Palestine. Ponder says, good attitude and hello from Canada. Yes. OCD Detailing says, are you wearing a retainer? No. Let me scroll down a little bit. Tyler says, Bobby, Trump is the best at preventing nuclear war. Nothing needs more to be said. Well, you know, when Donald Trump almost started a war with Iran by killing an Iranian general, it was also leading up to an election year. I think he wanted to become a wartime president, but the only reason a war didn't begin was because Iran showed restraint. So he's not this dove, and if you think that Donald Trump is a dove, I encourage you to call in and we can have a conversation there. No says, what is your take on the October 7th attacks? I completely condemn any attack on civilians, including done by Hamas. And because I condemn attacking civilians like Hamas did, I condemn the IDF for doing 100 times what Hamas is capable of doing. Captain Cajun says, Jews were there in the region way before Palestinians were. Native Americans were here in America before any white people, but I would not support a genocide or ethnic cleansing of white people. Mitchell says, your Trump voice sounds like how you would look if you would sound. Lamau, it took me hearing it over and over to realize you were doing a Trump. Okay. Interesting topic. Two-state solution or one-state solution? Keith Roberts says, that's actually a genuinely interesting question. I'm two-state solution for the longest time, but I don't know how a two-state solution, which we've seen two states, or rather three states, for the longest time, There's the theory that it might perpetuate the violence. I think a single secular state where there's democracy and the minorities are respected, that would be ideal. But if it has to be two different states, that's also fine as long as there's a ceasefire, as long as there's peace. All right, let me scroll down a little bit. Trump's the only one who hasn't gone to war. Sean Cracker, Donald Trump supported the Saudi genocide in Yemen. Or, if you're... and he continued the wars that he had. He intensified the wars that he was inherited. So he's not a dove. Michael says, I think you're wrong on your views. Okay, Michael, give me an argument. Casper says, Keith, Israel was given that land by the United Nations, and that is their land, so is Palestine, but they tried to share. Bourne says, Iran always take the L against America. Bourne, if we invaded Iran and say we toppled the government in a single day, we would then have to occupy it, and that occupation would be hell. The name of the channel says, Trump is dumb? Not really. Doesn't make him any good. Trump's pretty dumb. He literally bragged about killing people. What are you talking about? Yep, Donald Trump has bragged about killing people. All right, let's scroll down a bit. Person here says, Palestinians lived there, and then a segment of the population began the religion of Judaism. There were always more Palestinians than Jewish people. Nina says, Sean, to benefit himself, he also freed thousands of ISIS. Nina, another thing, Donald Trump also freed Taliban leaders. Bobby says, our cost of living going up, losing our freedoms and speech and bodily autonomy, healthcare, insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, and disability. I am Mr. Pink says, dude, stop stalling and educate us about how Trump will hurt us. Well, Mr. Pink, you can call in and we can have a conversation there, but I was just kind of talking about Palestine because that was the conversation that was happening in the chat, so I was responding to people in the chat. If you want to know how Trump's going to hurt you, he's going to increase cost. He's going to raise taxes on you. There was an analysis of his proposed tax plan that found it would raise taxes on 95% of people. Are you or are you against raising taxes on 95% of the earners of this country? I'm against that. Other than Iran, why isn't any of the other Arab countries helping Palestine? A lot of the other Arab countries are not run by, like, what you would say is like deeply ideological people. They don't necessarily care about other Arabs, and they rather just stay out. All right, let me go down here. Michelle says Trump is not raising taxes. Okay, show me the analysis of his tax plan that proves me wrong. 1947, when Israel became a state, there's 1.5 million Palestinians and 500,000 Jews. Interesting. Ponderous says, it's funny how much of the right claims to be Christian. Canada was founded on Christian principles and is pretty secular and has most human rights. Yep. I'm a Christian myself, and that's why I'm so invested in preventing war. Simpius says, no source on Trump raising taxes on 95% of people. I got you, buddy. Since you're curious. I'll pull it up for you. And you can look it up yourself.
Surprise.
The Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy. Go ahead and look it up if you want. Released October 7th, 2024. Mr. E, the bottom brackets and the second bracket was half of all earners. They got like $200 from the 2017 tax cut. The poorest bracket got only $70. You're saying, ooh, the biggest tax break in history, $25,000, implying that like someone like you got it. Maybe you're part of the top 1%, and maybe you got it there, but 83% of the benefits went to the top 1%. So. OCD Detailing says, before he came out with a plan. He came out with a plan during the campaign. If you follow a candidate and you support a candidate, maybe you could, look into their plans. Scott says, that's a left-wing think tank. Now, I don't personally know too much about the Institute of Taxation and Economic Policy, but it seems pretty dry. I don't think it seems really ideological to me, right? I've referenced libertarian think tanks when making arguments in support of universal health care, so look into it. 602 area code. 602 area code. What's on your mind? 602 area code. Hello.
Well,
Hello. What's on your mind?
just wondering why you think that the Trump's presidency will hurt us.
Yeah. So his proposed tax plan will raise tax on 95% of earners, cut taxes for the top 5%. It'll increase the deficit and increase the debt. And, of course, it'll increase cost on regular people. He wants to do tariffs, which he has openly also contradicted his tax plan by saying he's interested in potentially getting rid of income tax to have tariffs exclusively be the way the government makes money. Now, these tariffs would increase cost on regular people and also would not provide the government the money it needs to function, so we would either have to cut important services or go into more debt with more deficit spending, and that would be not pretty good. That would be pretty bad.
Well, what about its commitment to not tax Social Security recipients? You know,
I mean, yeah, there could be certain.
that would turn us into
I
a spending nation.
I don't know
to a
about like
saving nation.
I don't know about like certain promises he made in that regard, but I'm just referencing a distributional analysis of his actual tax plan.
Well,
So he can
before
say he can.
1914,
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Before 1914, when Woodrow Wilson pulled that snake plan of signing into legislation the creation of the Federal Reserve, the
Yeah.
United States was able to fund itself through its isolationism by using tariffs and taxing other countries.
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of curious. I understand what you're saying there. So you're saying that you would think
We were able-
potentially
we were the-
that Donald Trump will go with the plan where he completely gets rid of all income tax instead of his proposed tax plan, which, I mean, he's made both statements for supporting his tax plan and supporting getting rid of
Yeah.
income tax, which is contradictory. But you're thinking he might get rid of income tax and just have tariffs fund the government.
No, not income tax generally. Actually, I remember when John McCain fished that out. It's not for not taxing Social Security recipients, but income tax as a whole, and in his words, to stop it from being a spending nation into a saving nation.
Okay, but the thing
You
is,
understand
we're
that
we're in a very different. You said that income tax came about in 1913. I don't know if that's the exact year, but
No, it's 1914 actually.
1914.
Woodrow Wilson.
Okay, so the thing is, we're in a very, very different position than we are when the income tax was established. Hold on, I'm gonna put someone on hold real quick. You're in the queue. I'll pull you in after this person I'm talking to. So yeah, like I was saying, we're in a very different position than we were in 1913. We didn't have Social Security. We didn't have Medicare. We didn't have Medicaid, for example. We had a much smaller military. We were not the global superpower and so on. And if we got rid of income tax, like Donald Trump has talked about, we returned to our ways, we would not be making enough money, even if we put a tariff on all imported goods. And that's assuming that there is no changes on how many goods are being imported. That's assuming it stays the same, which it won't. Let's say we did do it, we'd be making about $300 billion to $400 billion a year. That's a way smaller than our national budget.
But you cannot deny the resiliency of the American industrial complex. We
Yeah.
were once 33rd in the whole world as far as our armed forces. And within 3 years, we were number one.
That's
We were
fair.
able
But
to- we were able
if
to
Donald
employ-
Trump is proposing, though, having the tariffs being our way of funding government, as it stands right now, if we did that like today in an instant, we'd make about $300 billion annually if we tariffed all goods. And again, tariffs are inherently deterrent for trade, and we would see in the coming years lower and lower imports, which would then make lower and lower revenue for our government. And again, $300 to $400 billion is not enough to fund the services that we have as a government.
Well,
So Donald Trump can campaign and say he's going to look out for the people on Social Security, but if he takes out the money, that's going to be real bad.
When's the last time that there was going to be an audit of the federal government?
I'm okay with audits occurring, and I'm okay with certain cuts, but I don't think that we should be going to a tariff-based economy.
Government expenditure, it's been said, and I can't wait, that if he could shave $2 trillion.
Well, Donald Trump also does not have a history of cutting things like the deficit. He increased deficits more than any president in history.
I don't know. It's kind of close between him and Barack Obama.
Well, no. Obama had in his first year, he came in and the country was in the midst of the recession. He did a stimulus. There's some stimulus I agree with. There's some stimulus I disagreed with. But he did increase the deficit spending quite a bit. But every year after that, I think besides 2016, but pretty much every year of his presidency, we saw a decrease and decrease and decrease and decrease to the deficit to pretty much the levels of before his presidency. Under Donald Trump, we saw an increase and an increase and an increase, a spike during COVID. But the thing is, it was his economic policies in 2017 that made it so that we would increase the deficit and the debt. The tax cuts for the rich, 83% went to the top 1%, by the way. But he cut revenue.
I understand that.
Yeah, he cut revenue while increasing spending.
But
we got to judge people by the record. He's not going to cut spending.
Wait. But look what Biden did to the middle class. He cut the bottom out. When he started giving out those trillions of dollars to everybody during the pandemic, it caused inflation up to 9%.
Well, Donald Trump also did stimulus, so if Joe Biden's stimulus caused inflation, and so did Donald Trump's.
But we also had a rise in the CPI, the Consumer Pricing Index, and the Producing Pricing Index. So, eventually, inflation decreased to around 3%. But those prices did not go down. And as a matter of fact, it triggered another form of inflation called shrinkflation.
Yeah, I agree that there are problems during the Biden administration. I will say that he did do certain things that I respect regarding the economy. I think doing things like the CHIPS Act was one of many ways that the Biden administration had reinvigorated manufacturing in this country. That's why we saw 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. I think that that's a positive thing.
But they were,
I think that he was,
they were makeup
but
jobs.
he was.
They were makeup jobs.
No, there was still 800. There was still 800. But no. I understand what you're saying, and there was recovery from the economic situation that was during Donald Trump, the bad economic situation. But I would say recovery should be praised. But also, the trend had changed from Donald Trump's years, because there was a trend of manufacturing job growth happening under Obama and the first 2 years of Donald Trump. But we did see in the first 2 years of Donald Trump less investment into the construction of manufacturing. And as a result, we did see manufacturing jobs stagnate and then go down before COVID even hit. But then, of course, when COVID hit, just like how the recession hit Bush, we saw a massive decrease of jobs, And Biden oversaw the recovery. And he changed the trajectory of manufacturing job growth.
Listen, I'm going to interject this. I don't know how old you are, but do you remember the creation of NAFTA?
Yeah, not a fan of it.
Do you know that Bill Clinton single-handedly caused this massive influx of illegal immigration from like 99 to 2001?
Well, illegal immigration had started beforehand, and if we want to focus specifically on NAFTA's effects on jobs in this country,
I'm telling you, there was a dramatic influx of illegal immigration because he crashed the Mexican corn economy. So much so that we ended up donating corn to Mexico.
Yeah.
where there were rich cornfields of Mexican corn
Yeah.
that died, that
Yeah.
disappeared.
Well, during Bill Clinton was not really the only time we saw like crossing the borders really spike up.
No,
We saw
the dramatic-
it really
we
dramatically
saw it.
increase during
we
the
saw it
80s.
dramatically increase. No, we saw it dramatically increase.
Yeah, so we saw.
Exponentially
So I'm looking at
during
the
the
I'm looking at
final of
the
the
I'm looking at the graph right now. We saw a tremendous increase during the 1980s. Of course, it was pretty high going into the 90s, and it continued to be high during the 90s. There wasn't a specific. It doesn't seem like there was a specific policy that could have been passed during the Bill Clinton administration, because it seems like this is just a trend of upward trajectory. But then in the 2000s, it did start going down, and in the mid 2000s, it was. Or excuse me, in the mid 2010s, it was down for a while. Now, this is the thing though. With NAFTA, I disagree with NAFTA's existence. I'm not a big fan of it, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things I can give Trump credit for is the rhetoric that he had on trade. He was, at least speaking wise, in 2016 against the bad trade deals. He railed against NAFTA. He railed against the TPP. The issue is I can't really give him credit.
And that's a good point you bring up.
Yeah, I can't really give him.
Fantastic point.
I can't really give him credit though, because he didn't.
Trade partnership.
He shot down the TPP, which is good. Shoot down the
Yeah,
TPP,
it's
that's
very
wonderful. But then when he did the
I
USMCA,
agree.
it was a renegotiation of NAFTA. It was essentially, and the renegotiation was pretty much just adding aspects of the TPP into NAFTA. So that's what his trade deal was.
No. Like with the United States Mexico Canada trade agreement,
Yes.
he was able to lower the price of Canadian dairy.
Yeah, I know about the dairy stuff,
and as
but
well
really
as-
dairy was like
and
the
as
big
well-
thing. Yeah.
as well as the price of goods such as Toshiba and Samsung, Toyota and Ford and Westinghouse.
Yeah. I mean, he did. He
Exactly.
kind of made it a little bit easier for
You're
these things to be traded
right.
into America. Ultimately, again,
If the
we
people-
can't really
if the people
pretend
welcome
like manufacturing increased during his time, because
Well-
it went up for the first 2 years, went down the next year, and then of course with COVID we saw a massive decrease. But his trade deficit increased under his presidency. The USMCA included provisions for the TPP, and if we can agree that the TPP is bad,
No,
we probably shouldn't
bad idea. I
renegotiate.
agree. Bad idea.
Yeah, bad idea. So he wasn't really serious in my view, and he's talking about the importance of fair trade, and I can't give him credit there. He also, in 2016, promised he would
No,
do an
fair
infrastructure
trade.
plan,
How about-
and he didn't do the infrastructure plan. He did Infrastructure Week, which was just symbolic celebration of infrastructure without actually building it up.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look how much offshore we went since the Obama administration.
Well, when it comes to manufacturing job growth, it was actually a reversal of the trend that we saw since the 80s and maybe even to the 70s. Under Obama,
No,
we
but-
did see manufacturing job growth,
we
and
did,
then,
yes,
yeah.
But he welcomed it under the title of globalization. So what that in fact did, it was that it literally demonetized the value, the U.S. dollar around the world. You cannot deny that.
But he increased manufacturing jobs, and I can give him credit for increasing manufacturing jobs. I can
No,
give Trump credit
man-
for, like, at least
manufacturing
manufacturing jobs
customer
were going up
service
in his
jobs.
first year.
No,
Yeah.
he did it. He did this.
Yeah,
Well,
Obama
people-
did increase the jobs, the manufacturing jobs in America, and I can give credit there.
And he devalued the strength of the U.S. dollar so much
And
that the IMF.
what does that have to do
even
with him increasing
considered-
manufacturing jobs, though? Because we were talking
No,
about
wait,
increasing
wait, wait,
manufacturing
wait,
jobs,
wait a
and then
minute.
now you're talking about a separate thing.
What?
We were talking about manufacturing jobs, and you were talking about outsourcing, and under Obama.
Offshoring.
Yeah.
Offshoring.
Offshoring,
Under
yep.
Obama.
And under Obama, we did see a growth in manufacturing, and that's a good thing. Not enough. I would like to see more. There's obviously a big recovery that we need to do. And that recovery did occur or begin under Biden. And unfortunately, if Donald Trump gets to do certain policies that he wants to do, he's going to make that recovery a lot more tough. Under Biden, we saw historic high public and private investments into the construction of manufacturing. Under Obama, we saw a reversal of the trend, the decades-long trend of manufacturing decline. So I have to give credit to him there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what we need, though, is a capable leader.
And unfortunately, Donald Trump has a record of not being capable on the economy.
I don't know. I was doing a lot better when he was president.
I can't speak to your personal financial situation.
I got raises every year.
Yeah, I can't
Biden?
I can't speak to your personal financial situation. Under Joe Biden, he had to deal with an entire international crisis when it came to inflation. He could have been tougher. He should have been locking up all the CEOs of companies that were doing greedflation, that were price gouging people. And there was research that found that half of the inflation was artificial. It was done by companies simply raising prices because they get to use inflation as an excuse. It didn't need to happen. And the people that are price gouging people like that and ruining lives and hurting people's wallets should be prosecuted, in my view. Donald Trump, though, he's not going to do anything against the corporate world. He's not going to. If he had the same problem, if he was in the same position as Joe Biden, he would not do anything about the greedflation. And he wouldn't invest in America because he doesn't have a record of investing in America. There wouldn't be the CHIPS Act, you know? He wants to de-invest in America. He wants to do things like get rid of the Affordable Health Care Act, get rid of people's health care, you know? So, but again, that doesn't mean Biden's perfect. Biden is this centrist, weak, neoliberal guy, but Donald Trump is a more intense neoliberal, and he's going to continue that.
17 years in the healthcare industry, I could tell you that PPACA, one redeeming quality was eliminating the...
One moment, I'm going to put someone on hold real quick.
Okay.
I'll bring you in after I finish this call. All right, sorry, you were saying?
The one thing about PPACA, the one redeeming thing about it was the elimination of pre-existing conditions.
Oh, 100%. Definitely. Yeah.
No, but nothing else. What it did is it destroyed voluntary plans across healthcare.
Yeah.
So people were forced to choose PPACA or Obamacare. I don't mean to sound derogatory, but
Yeah. Well, this is what I would say. I think there was actually a lot of decent things that happened with Obamacare. I think there were some flaws. I think, for example, like I think the fee of not having health care, not that good. But overall, I think expanding healthcare to like about 30 million people is pretty decent to me.
No, but what it did is that across private insurance and then with PPACA, the deductibles went up. So did the out-of-pockets.
Yeah.
So did the plan.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. Obamacare is not my plan. It was a Republican plan at first with origins in the Heritage Foundation that Obama pushed as a sort of a middle ground for Republicans, and it needs to go much further than what Obama did.
No, but you could have just had forced legislation just to eliminate denying coverage for pre-existing conditions and left it alone.
Yeah.
But putting everything in the same enchilada, it fucked everybody.
Well, there's still other parts of the Obamacare that people do tend to value. But again, I would say, Excuse me?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
There's only one part of PPACA that...
No, that's just not true. That's not true. I can look for this. I can look for this research that I saw the other day, but it was very informative. Hold on, someone's calling in. I'm gonna put them in hold. I'm gonna put you on hold. Okay, they went away. Right. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me all right? Okay.
I can hear you all right.
There was a thing of research that I saw looking into specific policies of Obamacare that were pretty informative, so I'm looking for that right now.
Okay.
But things like the Medicaid expansion are also things that I like because it actually gives people more health care. Let's see here.
Yeah, that was the Affordability Care Act that would allow catastrophic coverage within the donut hole.
Yeah.
Which was that. I agree. Okay, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I appreciate it.
And overall, the uninsured rate did go down, so that's good. The uninsured rate, the number of uninsured people.
But the fine. Explain that.
The fine? Oh, yeah, I disagree with the fine. Not a fan of that. I want to go further than Obamacare, though. Obamacare is just this sort of neoliberal compromise. But I suppose it's better than nothing, right?
You know, you're a very intelligent young man.
Wait, 1 second, sorry. These people keep dropping and calling in. 1 second. I'm going to pull you in after this call. All right, sorry, you were saying?
I said you're a very intelligent young man.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that
No,
greatly.
I appreciate the effort of our discussion.
Yes, yeah. It's it was. I think it was a. Yeah, that's the thing. Some people they come to my streams and they're like, "Oh, this Nathan guy, he's too mean." I'm direct, like we've had disagreements in this conversation, and I've directly told you my disagreements. But I feel like it's actually really easy to have conversations with the other side as long as they're willing to also be as respectful as you. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. It's
Yeah.
very rare, because people want to make their voice louder than yours, or they want to cut you off,
Yeah. Yep.
which is not natural in the flow of communication.
100%. 100%. And, part of me would think like, oh, yeah, most people wouldn't really be like that in real life. But I will say I've had interactions with people in real life where they're just as silly as they are on the computer sometimes. And they're just as, aggro. And they're interrupting. And they don't necessarily address your point. Like, for example, when you came into this conversation, when I brought up the Trump tax plan, you said, I heard that he doesn't want to add any new burdens to people on Social Security and this, that, or the other. You, even if we didn't agree on that, you were able to make your arguments and share your perspective and stay on topic, which a lot of people really struggle with staying on topic. So, I brought up the tax plan thing to someone in real life because I'm not making this story up. I was just in the grocery store at Walmart. And I was in the line, and this woman says to a man in line something about American flag on his hat, and then says, so you voted for Trump. And he did vote for Trump, so they got along with that. And then this other old lady next to me says something like, be careful what you wish for. And then they're giving her a bit of attitude, so I'm just like, I'm so into debate, I'm just going to hop into this. And I just asked them, have you heard of Trump's tax plan? They don't answer, and I try to push it a little more. Are you okay with 95% of earners getting their taxes raised? And then they pivot to abortion or something. They couldn't answer really a question. They really refused to answer any questions. And that's what I respect about this conversation is even if I'm disagreeing with you, we did have a conversation about these topics,
Yeah, I do. You're very intelligent, I can tell.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
You're and very respectful, which is it's going to help you in a lot of ways,
Respect goes a long way. It really does. I 100% agree.
Yeah. Back in 2017.
Yeah.
I almost got in 3 fights.
Really?
Wearing my Trump hat.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I definitely would not attack anybody just for wearing certain clothes. That's for sure. that's not good for the
Like,
discourse.
It was amazing. They tried to take the hat off my head.
Yeah.
One guy comes up to me nose to nose.
Yeah.
Another guy tried to slap it off my head.
Mm.
And I was like, where's the tolerance?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. For me, obviously, I prefer, I prefer debate. And if I'm talking to a Trump supporter, I'll get into the issues and I'll push back. But, I never hit nobody for no reason, like yourself, I'm also one of these people that be wearing political merch outside. I remember in 2016, I bought like 7 of those Bernie shirts from the shop. Or 2016, sorry.
No one's pushing you to the floor. No
Yeah.
one's messing with you.
Yeah, I've gotten some pushback over the years, but I don't really mind. I push back as well.
Yeah.
But hey, we had a very pleasant conversation, and that's honestly probably the best parts to end a conversation. Honestly, leaving in a good time. So
Yeah.
well, I thank you for watching
God
the stream.
bless you, okay?
God bless you too, brother. Thank you.
All right, you be safe, okay?
You too. Have a
All
good
right,
night.
Bye-bye.
Herb asks, how do y'all feel about drug policy and Trump's comments praising Duterte for his policies executing drug offenders? I'm not a fan of that, because it really also doesn't deal with the drug problem. People do drugs out of despair. If you want to deal with drug use, if you want to deal with the opioid epidemic, if you want to deal with fentanyl, whatever, you need to make life worth living. You need to get people out of poverty. You need to make more opportunity. You need a jobs program. You need good health care. People turn to drugs out of desperation and just killing people. Because Duterte killed drug users. It wasn't just drug pushers. I'm Filipino. I know this. And killing people for taking drugs, pretty fucked up. Because these people need help. Your fellow American needs help. But Keith Roberts said here, I saw report what? You report a stream for having a conversation that you don't like and then accusing the guy that I just talked to as a fake caller when we disagreed for most of the conversation. It's just we're civilized enough to actually come and talk politely by the end of it. WTFX9 says you need to hold the pharmaceuticals accountable for making it easy to get. 100%. The fact that nobody has been locked up after the opioid epidemic is insane. But folks, I wonder, since there's so much people here, if I should make this a VTuber stream and just chill a little bit. Y'all want to see the VTuber shit? I know there's a bit of an older audience here, so this might be like the first time y'all seen VTuber stuff. It'd be pretty funny. Wendy says, Democrat cities have worst taxes and highest living expensive and most homeless population, most crime. Hold on. 727. 727 area code, what's on your mind?
I have to shit, brother, and I'm out of toilet paper.
I'm sorry, man. I wish you the best.
Man, there's shit everywhere.
I'm sorry, brother. Gotta clean it up one step at a time. Good luck.
Dude, come on.
Alright, fellas. It's been about 2 hours or so I think we had a good time. I think that was pretty good. And we had a stream earlier. This person says, y'all seem like the type of people that cried when bruh. Mark says, Arab nations have been helping Palestinians this entire war. They should probably help out a little bit more. Adriana says, weirdo. WTFX9 says, good luck and take care, everybody. Thank you. I feel like... Yeah, hold on. Let's do this. Let's get a little silly, okay? You got V Magic Mirror up. I'm gonna do some adjusting. I'm gonna do this. Watch what I can do with the power of fucking OBS live streaming. Hold on. 1 second, fellas. Ask me later. V Magic Mirror. Where do I keep my VTuber models? Hold on. Hold on, folks. It's been too long. It's been so long that I don't remember. Excuse me. Hold up. I'm doing some shit. I'm doing some shit, folks. Is it this one? Huh. No, that's not the right one. But 2023, that's the year. 2024, skibbity. Is this it? This might be it. I think this is it. Hold on. No, that's not it. Damn it. Hold on. Guys, I'm doing serious streamer shit, okay? I'm doing some serious streamer shit. There you go. Alright. Hold up. Fuck, I wish I could adjust the OBS stuff and like do like a big reveal or some shit. But I don't think that's how it works. Will I make OBS bigger? Window capture. V Magic Mirror. Look at this shit, guys. I'm in the motherfucking future. I'm in the motherfucking Matrix, dog. Hold on, can I get rid of the green screen? No, I'll keep the green screen for now. Bring this down. Wow, oh my gosh. VTuber stream. Oh my gosh. This is probably the first time a lot of you boomers have seen a VTuber. Whoa. Amazing. We're not doing calls anymore. Hold on. We're ending stream soon. No more calls, folks. No more calls. And that was the guy that called earlier. Alright. I pull down OBS. We're in the future. This is the motherfucking Matrix, dog. What do VTubers do? They do karaoke? Let me find some karaoke. I gotta find like... would it be copyright? I don't think it really matters. It don't matter. It don't matter, folks. What song to sing in karaoke? Loop in the third. Let's do some weeb shit. Loop in the third theme. Hold on. How do I turn on the mic reverb? Whoa! You guys hear me? Am I echoey? Am I echoey? Katie says, and it's fucking annoying when all you say is 2024, 2024. At least say something intelligent. What do you mean? What could you talk about? Okay. I'm gonna have to like lower desktop audio, but I obviously like can't hear it, so I won't be able to know. Loop in a third theme karaoke. We're on some weeb shit right now. Weeb stream, folks. It's a weeb stream. We're on some weeb shit. Oh! Maakana bara wa autsu no kuchibue yasashiku dakishimete kure to nedaru Hitomi no oku ni mono Sab usushite fuck sabishiku takishi fuck man hold on this is a drop da 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 oh toko ni wa jibun no sekai ga aru tatoeru nara sora o kakeru hitosuji no nagare boshi kodoku na emi o Yohi ni sarashite Zena de naiteru Otoko no bigaku Look, she's dancing. The VTuber's dancing. Very limited movement. It's following my mouse. You know how I do it. Catherine, why is Trump a technocratic pawn? Big words, do you even know what that means? What? That's what local thing says. I think someone said that Vance is a technocratic pawn. Vance is a technocratic pawn. I agree with that. Like, he is Peter Thiel's little boy. That's what he is. Keith Roberts says, reported. Keith, I don't think you noticed, but covers of songs are transformative and therefore not copyright violations. All right. The instrumental break's almost over. I gotta warm up my voice. I'm not warmed up. 真珠の色は憂鬱の眼差しあるかな幸せを夢に描く痛まる心を恐れるあまりに全てか突き放す愛もありか男には自分の世界がある例えるなら風を払い荒れ狂う稲葉で氷都会の闇に体を溶かして口笛増えてる男の美学 Yes, sir. Alright, let's see what's being said in chat. Teal paid for Vance's Ohio Senator campaign, paid for his VP run, got him the VP nomination. Yeah, Peter Thiel and Vance have a weird relationship. Apparently, it was when Vance was in college that he heard Peter Thiel speak, and he became such a big fan. He became enthralled with his words, and that surprises me because Peter Thiel can barely speak. Vance Snowman by Peter Thiel, Project 25. Billionaires run Trump's government. Do billionaires tend to help you or other billionaires? Precisely. Keith Roberts says, what the fuck is this? KT says, this is amazing, Keith. Yes. Let's do Cutie Honey. Cutie Honey karaoke. And we're going to do, I struggled to do this for a longer time, the sort of singing in a higher pitched voice. But, you know, I kind of, you know, I'm not, when I sing, I try to tend to go, like, down. But you got to try to sing a little high, you know what I mean? Wendy says, this is cool for real, though. Thank you, Wendy.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Make yourself into Kamala Harris. Joe Blow, I actually made VTuber models for Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, Bernie. Did I do Bernie yet? I don't think I did Bernie yet. But I made them gender swapped because I'm just into that shit. So let me be like, I'll just show it off for now. Hold on. Did I put it here? No. Did I put it Trump and Biden? No. VTuber? No. Where did I put the shit? I'm almost certain that I saved them as their own models, or as models I can use in this, but I might have not. If that's the case, I'll get back to singing soon, but I'm just like looking real quick. There's obviously Imposter from Among Us. Hold on. I'm looking, folks. I'm looking for the models. Is it in documents, maybe? VTuber or VRoid Studio? No. VMagic Mirror? No. Avatars? No. I could have sworn that I exported these models as like usable models for the whatever this is. But I can't find it right now. I think maybe in the Trump and Biden video that I was working on. But it's not there. Oh well. Y'all need to subscribe and stick around, and eventually you guys will get to see the Trump, Biden, Kamala, all that stuff. So stick around and you'll see it. Keith says, touch grass, kid. Go right back at you, brother. Right back at you. The anime should be holding a mic. True. What does that sound? Is that rain? Is it raining right now? Oh my god. Alright, karaoke. Do 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 do. How does the audio look on this? Okay, that's not, my voice is louder. Alright, this is more important. My voice being louder is the key than the instrumental. Ding 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 ding. Koro koro hayari no onna ko o shiri no chisana onna ko o kochi wa muete yo ha. Fuck, man, hold on. With the Lupin song, the previous song, I started low, so now my voice is like set to low. So I have to like gradually go up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, folks? Hold on. Uh-oh, I exited the live stream thing. 1 second. Am I back to it? Am I back to it? Yes, I'm back to it. Okay. Okay. Ding 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 ding. I'm too high. Fuck, brother. What is going on today? Alright, that's the range. That's the range. That's the range, brother. That's the range. That's the range. Ding 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 ding. Local things. What is, name one thing from Project 2025 that's bad? Banning porn. I'm not gonna let the government tell me when I can jerk off or not. I'm a free fucking American. I'm gonna jerk off whenever I fucking want. Do you understand me? I'm an American. All right. Do 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 ding 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 do 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 do. Kono goro hayari no onna ko o shiri no chisana onna ko o kochi wa muete yo honey. Datte nanda ka datte nanda mon. Do do do. Onegai onegai kitsusuke nai de watashi no ato wa chuku chuku shichau no. Iya yo iya yo iya yo mitsumecha iya. Honey flash. Ding 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 ding. Imadoki, fuck, man. Oh nanaka oh kochi wa muete yo honey. Date nanda ka date nanda mon. Do 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 onegai onegai chikayorenai de watashi no ohana ga hiku hiku shichau no. Iya yo mitsumecha iya. Honey flash. Boom 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 boom. Again, since this is the instrumental break. Since y'all keep asking about Project 25, y'all keep bothering a chatter about it. If y'all want one piece of, one item of what's wrong with Project 2025, they want to ban porn. They want to tell me as an American citizen if I can jerk off or not. They're trying to control my penis. Nobody's going to control my penis. I control my penis. Do you understand me? My penis, my body, my choice. You feel me? Do you understand me as an American citizen? I have rights. Oh, I don't know these fucking lyrics at this point. Kochi wa muete yo honey. Date nanda ka date nanda mon. You said name another thing. You asked me to name one thing. Onegai. Okay. Yo, I don't usually do the third verse. Hold on. No, I'll just do the other verse in my hand. Do 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 onegai okekanai de watashi no omeme ga hiku hiku shichau no. Iya yo mitsumecha iya. Honey flash. Oh, I cooked it there at the end there. Hold on. Don't worry, I can do some American shit too. My neighbors are wondering what I'm watching now. Good. That's funny. Alright, I can do some American shit. What's some American shit that I like to do? Hold on. Let's do some Elvish. Wonder of you. Yeah, Wonder of you. Ding 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 ding. Do 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 do. Oh. When no one else can understand me, when everything I do is wrong, you give me hope and consolation. You give me strength to carry on, and you're always there to lend a hand in everything I do. That's the wonder of you. When you smile, the world is brighter. Oh, you touch my hand and I'm a king. Oh, your kiss to me is worth a fortune. Your love for me is everything. I guess I'll never know the reason why you love me as you do. That's the wonder of you. Play it now. Da 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 da. Oh. I guess I'll never know the reason why you love me as you do. That's the wonder of you. Ooh. Banger. Banger, guys. Hold on, didn't mean to click that. Alright, hold on. Do 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 do. Local things. Since I see y'all trying to jump on Adriana asking for policies when it comes to Project 2025, there's a lot of policies in it. They want to cut taxes for the rich even more. They want to cut capital gains tax. That's actually fucking insane. They want to cut corporate tax. They want to reduce government spending by cutting programs like that are like food for fucking poor people. They want to impose stricter work requirements for Medicaid and food assistance programs. They want to limit the benefits to Medicaid. They want to eliminate federal fundings for programs like Head Start in favor of localized and family-centered solutions. There's multiple policies that I don't like, and I can tell you this: the richest people in the country, they don't need more tax cuts. Okay, they've had 40 years of constant tax cut, constant deregulation, constant benefits. Maybe it's time for the regular working man to actually get a bit more benefits. You know what I'm saying? I would hope that you care about regular working people. Local things, why is cutting corporate tax insane? It's not necessarily insane, it's just kind of dumb. We don't need to do more of it. We've already done so much of it that they just don't need more and more of our revenue cut. We don't need to increase the deficit. If you want Project 2025, you want to increase the deficit. If you want more tax cuts for the rich, you want to increase the deficit. That's not good. It's pretty cringe. It's pretty bad. What other songs do I like to do for karaoke? I'm trying to think a little bit. I did One Review. I did Cutie Honey. I did No Problem, Adriana. And of course, don't forget, folks, Project 2025, banning porn. They want to control your dicks. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. My dick is on my body, and my body is my choice. Trump is going to save the billionaires, precisely. Wendy Sanchez, I'm the streamer here, and, you know, you can ask a random chatter, give me all the policies of Project 2025, blah, 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 and, you know, they're not necessarily like, you know, the speakers here. I just gave you some of the policies, and I explained why they're bad. You guys want to give more tax cuts to the rich, because y'all are bitch-made. Y'all bitch-made, that's a fact. Yes, Wendy, just, you know, you can watch the stream and listen. Listen and learn. Educate yourself. Let's do Frank Sinatra. Which Frank Sinatra, though? My Way? My Way's a little... Everybody does My Way. Hold on. Local Thing says, cutting taxes is good for the economy, you fools. Yes, yes. Increasing the deficit, good for the economy. More tax cuts for the rich. You know, we've seen the top 1% grow their wealth about 200%, the top 0.1% grew their wealth about 400%, and the bottom grew their wealth about 18 to 20-something percent. When it comes to CEO pay particularly, CEOs have seen their wages go up about 1,000%, while workers at firms have seen their wages grow about 18%. But yes, this is sustainable. This is good. This is conservatism, folks. This is neoliberalism. And it's the only way the government can function. Don't be fucking stupid. You're selling out your own fucking future. You understand that? Don't be so fucking dumb. Oh, I have to look out for the billionaires. The billionaires are my friends. The billionaires aren't your friend. They see you as a fucking serf, and you are out there kissing their ass. You look at a fucking billionaire, and you're like, thank you, my lord. Thank you for this meager pay. Oh my gosh, I grew $1 of pay. I'm so happy now, as fucking costs go up faster than your wages. Local Thing says, cut the deficit and you can cut taxes. Hey, dummy. Donald Trump didn't do that. I know Donald Trump's your boy. And Bush didn't do that. Bush increased the deficit. Donald Trump increased the deficit. And they cut taxes. The Liberty Tree says, you mean the same porn that children can access? Yeah, children shouldn't access porn. Liberty Tree. But as a fucking grown man, you should be able to jerk off. Fuck is wrong with you? You want the government telling you no porn, man. You know, that's not very cool, bro. I'm your daddy. I'm big government. You guys want both big government and small government. Y'all have no fucking sense of consistency. You want big government for regular people, small government for the billionaires. It's fucking pathetic. Adriana says, Trump isn't cutting your taxes. He's cutting taxes for billionaires. Check your bank account. Your taxes will go up. Yes, his tax plan has been analyzed, and they found that it will raise tax on 95% of earners. The bottom 95%. The top 5% will see a tax cut. It's insanity. Rob says, yeah, why all the rich celebrities should endorse Kamala. You understand that your side has celebrities too. Elon Musk is a celebrity. Joe Rogan is a celebrity. Little Pump, Kid Rock, Hulk Hogan. They're all rich celebrities. Donald Trump is a rich celebrity. You guys are as celebrity obsessed as liberals, and it's so pathetic. For me, I don't care about celebrities endorsing my political candidate. Fuck you mean? Oh, but you guys have some rich celebrities. You have some rich celebrities. Oh, it's Christmas time. It's Christmas time.
Here we go again.
Hold up, folks. This is the perfect time for Christmas karaoke. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Ooh, hold on, I need to breathe. Two-tone. I was fucking debating too much there. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gotta find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Da-da-da-da-dum. This motherfucker says, bro thinks he's Frank Sinatra, but identifies as a girl. You're not a girl. Yeah, I'm not a girl. Thank you very much. You're validating the male gender. Rob, Donald Trump has defended Diddy. He's defended Diddy. He's defended Diddy. He said he's friends with Diddy. He said Diddy's a nice guy. You're such a dumbass, dog. You're actually fucking stupid. You better watch out. You better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yes, sir. Alright, let's see here. But did Diddy himself endorse Kamala? I'm unaware if Diddy endorsed Kamala. I'm not a fan of Diddy. I know who is a fan of Diddy. Donald Trump's a fan of Diddy, okay? He said things about Diddy before the scandal, true. The fuck are you talking about? Yeah, the woman seemed uncomfortable and she refused to compliment Diddy in that same video, and Donald Trump was like, I'm going to defend Diddy. Diddy's a great guy. Donald Trump was close friends with Diddy for many years. Of course, he knew that Diddy was also a fucking freak, okay? He's probably at the freak offs. Fuck you talking about. He said about Jeffrey Epstein. He said Jeffrey Jeffrey likes him young. That's what he said. Now, if you're saying about the CEO of Pedophilia Incorporated that they like him young, I think you know what you're talking about. But he was still friends with Jeffrey Epstein for so many years. In fact, there's Jeffrey Epstein on tape talking about the inner workings of the Donald Trump White House, meaning that the guys were literally talking during his presidency. Fuck is you talking about? But again, keep defending the pedophiles and the pedophilia enablers, all right? Somebody also said the billionaires, they supported Kamala, didn't they? Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, fucking tech freaks, freak billionaires, not a fan of them. And they both donated $1 million to Donald Trump's inauguration committee. Fuck are you doing pretending like y'all are some kind of populist? Y'all love billionaires. Y'all dick ride Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, like it's nothing, bro. It slips right into your ass. Y'all are complete dick riders. The conservatives here, obviously the liberals here, y'all are chill. Y'all are chill, okay? And by the way, how about we get all the money out of politics? No money going to Kamala, no money going to Trump. Publicly funded elections. Simple as that, right? Can y'all say that corruption is bad, period? Corruption is bad when a Republican does it, and corruption is bad when a Democrat does it. Rob says, you guys did the same thing when Elon endorsed Biden. I didn't even know Elon endorsed Biden, and I've been an Elon hater since day one, okay? I remember in 2021, Elon was going after Bernie Sanders, so I don't even think at that point in time, Elon Musk was like some kind of like big liberal lefty, dog. And either way, you're the Elon dick riders now. If you think it was cringe if liberals ever dick rode Elon, then how about you hold that same fucking standard? Fuck Elon Musk, fuck the billionaire class. They don't deserve their damn money. They'll be perfectly fine if they have $999 million, okay? They don't need to be a billionaire.
Sam, since this is your first Get holiday,
We doing more Christmas karaoke, folks. Ba-da-da-da-da. Rob says at the time he said that he endorsed Biden. I don't know what Elon is saying, but it's pretty clear like Elon's a fucking right-wing freak, okay? Elon is a big Trump dick rider, and you're a big Elon dick rider. It's like a human centipede of dick riding. It's disgusting. It's gonna make me homophobic. That's a joke, by the way, in case you guys can't read the sarcasm. Logan says yes. This guy will ignore me. He said yes. Take the money out. Cut taxes for all. Get rid of it. No, no. I don't want to cut taxes for all. I want to tax the billions out of the billionaires. Okay. I want more tax on Wall Street speculation. Yeah, sure. Cut the redundant agencies. But I assure you, the people saying cut the redundant agencies are the same people that would cut fucking aid for poor people, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid. It says you literally told me 6 times. So you have already been repeating yourself instead of talking to the main points. Oh, you're talking about somebody else. Alright. Y'all having your own debate. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we ain't no place to go... Hold on, I'm too deep at this point. I gotta go up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping. Fuck. Hold on. I'm warming up, man. I'm warming up. I'm getting in the zone. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. Maybe this range is a little too low for me, because I'm going too low, but there's not enough like up and down on my part. Switch the song. We'll do a different Christmas. I'm okay. Then what? It is not an assumption that the government will help the lower classes. Logan says, there are existing programs that help the quote-unquote lower classes. Medicare and Medicaid exist, okay? Social Security lifted millions of people out of poverty and continues to lift people out of poverty. If you think the government can literally do nothing, or literally does nothing, you just don't know the government, okay? Fuck you talking about? I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow. By the way, I need to add a little note. I'm like sitting in a chair. This is not ideal for fucking singing. Okay? When you're singing, a good tip here, folks. When you're singing, you should be standing. Your backs are straight, and the air in your fucking the center of your torso, not your lungs, but the center, like the solar plexus. If you got punched in the solar plexus, you get winded real quick. That's where your air has to be when you're singing a song. Alright, Social Security should not be compulsory, Logan Huey says. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you think should or should not be compulsory, because Social Security lifted old people out of poverty, and that's a good fucking thing. Alright, shout out to the old people. I fuck with old people heavy. And if you're old, you should subscribe to the channel. I fuck with old people. And presents on the tree. Maybe it's about Dean Martin, man. Hold on, let me do Bing Crosby.
This is my favorite tuning plugin for vocals. Here's why. If you're not a
Let me do Bing Crosby. I'm struggling with Dean Martin a little bit. Just a bit. Local things says Social Security is dumb. Local things, I encourage you to go run for Congress or run for the Senate and, go run on an anti-Social Security platform. I guarantee you, you will do fucking horribly, okay? Home shipment. Yeah, something about Dean, whatever his name is. I was struggling there. Something was wrong there, okay? I gotta do stuff more in my range. So we're gonna try Bing Crosby. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the tree tops glisten. Yo, what is... Hold on. Let me stand for a second, alright? I'm gonna stand as I'm singing, okay? Local thing says, how's our Social Security working out? Big brain, do you even understand the numbers? What are you explaining particularly? There are still multiple decades of Social Security lasting. It has never missed a fucking payment and never missed a payment whatsoever. It's been on time for decades. If you want to expand Social Security or continue at least it's a continuation, lift the cap and you will expand it. There are proper solutions to Social Security, but I'm assuming you're against Social Security, and that is perfectly reflective of the entire Republican message. Y'all fucking hate people, including, by the way, old people, and it's fucking weird. The most vulnerable in society, the people that work their whole life, deserve a little bit of a break at the end of the day, right? Social Security has lifted millions out of poverty, and the fact that you're against it shows a lot more about you than the old people receiving it. Go fuck yourself if you think old people should be in poverty. Listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, standing is much better. Holy crap. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the... Fuck, that's the wrong lyric. With every Christmas card I write, may your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Oh, get a little higher in there on some Tiny Tim. Where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. Some Frankie Valli there. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Local things, I'm assuming, keeps asking about Project 2025. Again, cutting taxes for the rich is fucking stupid. I'm assuming you think Social Security is going broke. That's why you're against Social Security. You're falling for the line by the rich people that want to privatize Social Security. You are a cuck to the ultra wealthy, all right? You want to do more tax cuts for the rich after they got huge tax cuts for themselves under Trump and after they got huge tax cuts for themselves under Bush. And you know what we saw after each fucking massive tax cut for the rich? Increase in the deficit. Increase in the deficit. And y'all care about the financial, fiscal responsibility of the nation. Y'all supposedly the conservatives, and you guys apparently don't give a fuck about the deficit. Y'all don't give a fuck about the deficit. You're goofy. You're goofy. Again, local things. Social Security has a net surplus. Social Security still has multiple years to go for it, for its its trust fund or whatever. And if you want to expand the trust fund, get rid of the cap. Get rid of the cap. There's practical solutions, but you don't know it because you don't actually give a fuck. My guy, you don't give a fuck. Cut government spending. Donald Trump will not cut government spending. Y'all can dick ride Elon, but he's not going to do it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. When I say multiple years local things, I'm talking about decades. Remove the cap, put more money into Social Security. There's practical ways we can put more money into Social Security, but you don't give a fuck. Go watch Bernie Sanders give a breakdown about the Social Security. He's actually pretty informative. Go watch Sam Cedar talk about it. There's things that you can do to learn if you give a fuck about learning. But maybe you'll fall for the billionaire propaganda. Maybe the ultra rich, you know, they're objective. They care about you, right? They care about you. Who puts more in the Social Security? The government? What the fuck is you talking about? Our tax money should go less to bombing motherfuckers and sending bombs to Israel and go more into our people. Duh. You dumb? Is you dumb? Think a little bit, man. Think a little bit. You deserve better than to be so stupid. And you're more intelligent to be, and you don't have to be this way. You can be a little better, alright? We can do more karaoke, of course. Oh, silver bells. Yes.
When Emerson asked me to tell the story of their Black Barrel whiskey, they left out the bit.
Milton Friedman, tell me where any country in the world where being an ANCAP has turned out well, okay? Any functioning society that's anarcho-capitalist or whatever weird fucking libertarian shit you're on. Silver bells. Silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling. Hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. On every street corner, you'll hear silver bells. Silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of streetlights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and above all the bustle, you'll hear silver bells. Silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Do Elvis's rendition of White Christmas. Do 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 da 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 ba da 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 da. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where those tree tops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright. and may all your Christmases be white. And I'm dreaming. Oh, this is the high pitch part. Okay, let me respond to some of the chat. So Catherine says, technocrats, Teal paid Vance's Ohio Senate campaign, his VP campaign, and got him the VP nomination. Local things ask, why is that bad? And Vladimir says it's bad because the TV told her so. Vladimir, corruption is bad because corruption is bad, and I can assure you that the TV news never calls out corruption. I don't know if you know the mainstream media, but they don't call out corruption. You'll never see corruption called out on Fox News, on MSNBC, or CNN. Alright? You right now are defending corruption. You right now are defending big money in politics. Big money needs to be out of politics, period. I don't care if it's from George Soros, and I don't care if it's from Peter Thiel, I don't care if it's from Elon Musk, or Amazon, or Bill Gates, or whatever. Get the money out of politics, period. Don't sell your country out. Y'all are selling your country out. Local thing says, how many billionaires supported Kamala? That's bad. It's bad. Can y'all call corruption? Can y'all call a spade a spade? Corruption is corruption, period. What is the quid pro quo in this? Yes, local things. Billionaires expect nothing when they give money to political campaigns. They expect nothing, and you're a very intelligent person. Come on. You don't give money to politicians at such high levels. You don't make entire super PACs and expect nothing. A regular donor will give money to a politician. A small dollar donor will give money to a politician because they hear what the politician is promising. Something like Medicare for all. And they're like, I want Medicare for all. And when a billionaire gives money to politicians, they know that the politician will do tax cuts for more billionaires, and that's why they support him. We all have our reasons, including the billionaires. They're not above all of us, wonderful aristocrats with enlightened knowledge, and that's why they should rule over us. Stop selling your family out. Don't be bitches for the rich people, all right? Don't be bitches. Y'all are selling out your own fucking family. Y'all are selling out your own country. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Nathan, you lack discernment. Fuck off. What the fuck? Fuck out of here. You lack discernment. You sound like a fucking nerd. As you sell out your country. As you where's the quid pro quo? Where's the quid pro quo? I don't have to know when a billionaire donates $1 million to Donald Trump's inauguration fund that they want something out of it. Because you don't invest money into some shit unless you want something out of it. You give money to the fucking store to buy a candy bar because you want to buy a fucking candy bar. That's how money works. You give money in exchange for something. And if someone's giving millions to a campaign, they're expecting something. They're expecting something. What does Elon want? I don't know, more fucking subsidies? More tax cuts for his own ass? He's a defense contractor too, you know. What does Peter Thiel want? Peter Thiel is into some weird shit. I'm not gonna lie. Peter Thiel fundamentally thinks democracy is like a stupid idea, and he's like a modern day fucking. He believes in like a futuristic technocratic serfdom. Okay. And also, again, he's a billionaire. More tax cuts for his ass. Rob says, stop skipping my comment. All right, Rob, what'd you say? Having money. That's the American dream, you moron. You work hard, you get rich, and you start a family. Successful people should not be a charity to other people. Successful people should not apologize for being money, emoji. Should not apologize for being money, emoji? Okay. Okay, here's the thing. I want more people to be able to move up the social ladder. The thing is, our ability to move up the social ladder is not the highest it could possibly be. That's the American dream, right? To make money, to work hard, to live in a meritocracy. But we don't live in a meritocracy. We don't live in a meritocracy when you could be born and you can have a certain health condition and then you're fucking bankrupt. That's not that's not you succeeding based on how hard you work. Because you'll likely be working harder than anybody without that situation, but you're not going to succeed, okay? Because you are in medical debt, the biggest cause of bankruptcy in this country. I'm not saying now, let's put all the billionaires in medical debt, let's give them cancer with our cancer guns, but I'm saying what we need is universal health care, so you don't have to worry about the cost of health care. If you have a condition, that's a shame, but you'll be able to get the treatment for free, period. And your success will be based on your hard work. Elon is one of the cheapest government contractors. Yeah, so give him more government contracts. Yeah. Okay. Adriana, you came and back up the claims. Local things. You haven't backed up a single dumbass fucking claim you said. Vladimir says, funny how insurance skyrocketed after healthcare became a government issue. Yeah. Definitely nothing about the culture of private insurance. Private insurance, don't even look at it. Don't even look at it. They're completely innocent. Nothing's wrong with them. Guys, please don't be mad at the billionaires. Please don't be mad at the billionaires. That doesn't happen all the time. Not all poor people have a health condition. If you're successful, you have to work hard at some point. Well, there's a lot of people that were born into wealth. Elon Musk, for example, was the son of a fucking dude that owned a diamond mine or an emerald mine in apartheid South Africa, okay? Most people that succeed have a good foundation, okay? And unfortunately, there are people that have situations that put them in a bad foundation. And then they are less likely to succeed based on exclusively their hard work. I simply want people to succeed based exclusively on how hard they work. I want a meritocracy. Y'all don't want a meritocracy. Y'all look at how the system is. Y'all see the billionaires doing well, and y'all not billionaires. Y'all not part of the club. Y'all not part of the club, but you will defend the club with your life. You're the fucking bouncer outside the club, and you think you're part of it. You think they give a fuck about you. It's pathetic, bro. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Oh, I said most people, don't change my words. Well, yeah. So even if it was like 1% of people that fucking got cancer and fucking got into medical debt, you know, that's fucking horrible, and they shouldn't. If it was just 1% of people that got denied because of their fucking treatment by their shitty insurance company, that's also a problem. The thing is, a lot of people get denied. The United Healthcare has been in the news. They have been the highest rate of denial compared to other insurance companies, higher than the industry average, right? They're fucking villains. They're fucking ghouls, okay? Cancer treatment is the most likely to be denied of a bunch of different kinds of medical treatments. Medical debt is the biggest cause of bankruptcy in the United States of America. 60% of people live paycheck to paycheck. 60% of people live paycheck to paycheck. But it's their fault, I assume. It's their fault. What's pathetic is how you never created or produced anything. What have you contributed to the world? I do my job. Workers contribute to the world in a much bigger way than billionaires. Workers are the ones that built the fucking spaceships that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos fly into fucking space. Everybody that does a job, their labor is a product. Their labor is what they are producing. And if you don't recognize that, that's on you, man. If you don't recognize the value of regular workers, and you think the only people of value are actually Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, then you're a piece of shit. Wow, you're a communist. I'm not a communist. This is fundamentally a capitalist idea. I'm pushing social democracy, which is fundamentally capitalist. I think that people should be able to own private property. Explain to me where I'm talking about owning the collective ownership of the means of productions. You can't, because none of my ideas are collective ownership of the means of productions. You don't know shit about the words that you're spouting, which prove how stupid and dumb that you are. You are proving how dumb you are in every single time you type a message. Okay? Rob says, my family are immigrants and came here with $500. They work hard and they live the American dreams. Not to mention no English. Should my family be punished for working hard? Rob, I don't know you or your fucking family, but if your family is among the top 1%, I want to raise your family's taxes. I assume, though, that you're not part of the top 1%, so you wouldn't really have much to worry about. Okay? So none of Elon's employees have stock options? Well, half of all wealth gained in the stock market is by the top 1%, so I genuinely don't give a fuck about the stock market. But let me say this, dude calling people dumb while singing Christmas carols. Yeah, I'm in the fucking Christmas spirit, motherfucker. I want more people to have health care. I want medical debt to be cleared, okay? I want the rich to pay their fair share in taxes. I want there to be Medicare for all, brother. I want there to be expansion of education so more people have job opportunities. I want there to be an infrastructure plan that's even bigger than the one that Biden pushed. There's a hell of a lot of things. Okay, she'll pay it off then. Vladimir, I don't know how to tell you, but I don't run the government. The billionaires that you guys have been defending and simping for, they run the government. And they don't give a fuck about people like you, Vladimir. Why don't you create something from the world and donate your money to it? Again, you're not valuing regular workers. Not everybody is going to be fucking making an Amazon. But the people that don't make an Amazon, the people that work for Amazon, deserve dignity. Deserve health care. They don't deserve medical debt. Maybe you think they deserve medical debt. Oh, yeah. Workers are lazy. Yeah. Fuck off. Suck my dick. Come on, man. Excuses? Do you think everybody's going to become an Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos, an oligarch? Right? Do you look up to the oligarchs? Is that the only thing you fucking do, Vladimir? Oh, yes, my oligarchs are so wonderful. They should then open their own business. Not everybody wants to be a CEO, prick. And the way to succeed should not be just becoming a fucking CEO. Are you fucking psychotic? Regular people, normal people deserve respect. And you're assuming that the people that aren't billionaires are just lazy and undeserving. And I'm assuming that you should go fuck yourself. Because you're not rich, you're not part of the club, but you're defending them with your life. Listening to the high IQ word vomit from this cross-gender anime VTuber. Welcome to the next generation. True! So true, man. So true. Should I do one more song? One more song, maybe. Because we've been streaming for a bit. So. Folks, subscribe and donate. Send some super chats if y'all want. If y'all want to support. I'm potentially going to be on Jubilee again. The debate. Potentially. So. Try to donate some shit. I would really appreciate that because, man, going to LA is expensive as fuck. Rob says, my immigrant family has worked hard. My immigrant family had nothing. They work hard. I ask again, should my family be punished? I'm not punishing motherfuckers for hard work, but I'm saying that the tax system needs to be smarter. I'm saying I want to do what we did in America that made the biggest expansion of the middle class there is. I'm saying that Elon Musk does not deserve another tax cut. I'm saying that Jeff Bezos does not deserve another tax cut. And if your family is at that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos level, if they are part of the top 1%, yes, they should have their taxes raised. But I'm assuming, Robert, that you are not part of the top 1%. So I want you to have more money in your pocket. So you know how I do that? By making sure you don't have to pay extra and be scammed by private insurance. KT says, I've worked my ass off in a warehouse and our healthcare system is a fucking joke. I had to watch my dad die of cancer while watching health insurance deny his pain meds. Suck it, United. Exactly. I heard that cancer is one of the most denied things by these insurance company pricks. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Rob says, high taxes are a reason for the middle class suffering in California. Yeah, that's why California is the biggest and richest state in the country, because they're suffering so hard, all right? And people aren't suffering at anywhere else in the country. It's not like the South is struggling whatsoever. So much of the money is trickling down, right? In the South, all the people, the piss from the billionaires is trickling down, and you can feel it, right? Local things as, have you been listening to Vivek? I'm assuming that you have, and that's your first problem. They want a flat tax. They want to end the loopholes. You can end the loopholes without doing something stupid like a flat tax, okay? Can you play an instrument? I can play the omnichord a little bit. Hold on, bro. Hold on, man. I got some shit for you guys. Hold up. Omnichord website online. Hold on. There you go. I'm gonna have to remember some of these Adventure Time Steven Universe shits. Hold on. One second. Local things. How did Vivek make his money? Tell me exactly how he made his money. Tell me exactly how he made his money. Steven. Adventure Time or Steven Universe? What am I good at? Adventure Time. Adventure Time. Guitar. Tabs. Yeah, pharma. He bought a drug that didn't work. Marketed it very well, went onto the financial networks. A lot of people invested into his company when it went public. Ultimately, the drug was never made, but he made a bunch of money in a grand pump and dump, okay? A grand pump and dump. He's a talentless motherfucker. He's a good speaker. That's what I could say about Vivek. Hold on, I'm bringing up the instrument, folks. I'm bringing up the instruments. Vladimir says, Catherine, why do you think that the South is the poorest region in the country? Because it is the poorest region in the country. It's been poor for a very long time. Local things. I think it was an Alzheimer drug. I don't remember the drug off the top of my head. but yeah, it was like an all-timer drug. And it already had failed some tests, so it was like cheap to buy. But then he bought it, he was able to market it really well, and ultimately the drug wasn't even made. Vladimir, by what metrics? Literally just the money these states produce and take in, okay? They are the biggest recipients of welfare of the southern states, and honestly that's okay with me because these people deserve to eat too. A southerner deserves to eat. I don't know if you've ever been to the rural South, but it's not fucking popping off. You said you lived in Florida. Even the wealthier parts of Florida, like fucking the places where people are moving to, like the New Yorkers and shit, the issue is that the houses are so fucking expensive. The working class is getting pinched out of like places like fucking Miami or Tampa or Palm Beach or whatever. Florida has its own problems too. Yeah, I just said like the more populated areas that people want to move to, like the Palm Beach, Miami, Tennessee, or Tallahassee, excuse me, Tallahassee, Tampa. They're experiencing much higher house costs and much higher rents, and that's because the politicians in these areas are so fucking afraid of ever doing anything to increase housing supply. Lemmer says, why are people moving down there if it's so poor? Florida is not exactly poor, but I'm talking about, but Alabama, Mississippi, fucking Missouri are fucking broke. I don't know what you're talking about. Ariana says, the middle class needs to stand up for their rights, paying less taxes. Why are so many people moving to southern states? Depends on the southern state. People are also leaving southern states. It's not like everybody's like, I really want to live in Mississippi. I really can't wait to live in Arkansas. Which Adventure Time song do I do? Or Steven Universe song? Giant Woman? That'd be funny. Giant Woman chords. Florida, Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina are booming. Yeah, those are not the only southern states. And again, living in Florida, the prices are ridiculous for housing. The costs have been going up dramatically. We have pretty similar problems to the other populated areas of this country, like California. The old slave states never developed their communities. Slavers had little need for town folk. Is Bob the Tomato a disciple? Maybe. Tariffs will fix southern poverty. You're a fucking dumbass, dude. I don't know how you say so many dumb things all the fucking time, local things. It's actually insane. The tariffs that's going to make shit more expensive in the literal grocery store, that's going to make literally everything more expensive, that's going to make lumber more expensive, and when you make raw materials more expensive, you make the process of building buildings itself more expensive. You're going to make building new homes more expensive, dog. Therefore, the homes itself will be more expensive to buy it. You're fucking insane. You're fucking so silly, dog. Have I ever seen a frog wearing shoes? You know, I can't say that I have, honestly. Or you start producing in-house. Biden increased manufacturing. If that's your priority, then maybe you should have been a Biden voter, okay? Believe me, brother. You don't want to get into a whole manufacturing discussion with me, because I give a fuck about that shit way more than you do, okay? Believe me. Believe me, folks. You wouldn't believe it, folks. Alright. Hold on. This website. How do I scroll down? There's like an automatic scroller button. Beautiful tabs, strumming. Where is this shit? What did Biden do for manufacturing? The CHIPS Act, $50 billion of public investment into chip manufacturing in the United States, 800,000 new jobs, historic public and private investments into construction and manufacturing, the highest we've seen since World War II. Higher than Obama, higher than Trump, higher than Bush. And that's a good thing. We should all be universal in saying that having new manufacturing jobs is a good thing, okay? I don't think you'll give him credit, but you should. If you actually care about the issue, of course. MPR 900 says, shout out Mao Zedong. All right. G7. Why would food be more expensive with tariffs? We import a tremendous amount of fruits that cannot be grown with the temperature, the climate that we have in America. The fruits will become more expensive. All right. We have farmers as well that Donald Trump wants to deport. 40% of all farm workers are undocumented and Trump wants to deport them. That will lower production. That will lower supply. Basic supply and demand tells us that will make shit more expensive. 3124 says any out-of-season produce is imported. Local Thing says, you obviously know nothing about global trade or finance. Yeah, okay, dumbass. You've proven yourself to be a fucking, literally, bottom of the barrel, stupid as shit. Okay, get ready for this. All I wanna do is see you turn into a giant. What the fuck is C major? How do I do C major on this shit? Nah, this is too hot. This is too hard. Hold on. Let's do motherfucking. Accept what you read in the Communist Manifesto, right? But housing will go down. What the fuck is you talking about? How is the CHIPS bill working out? It's good. Manufacturing is up. Are you just look at the manufacturing job growth, okay? Don't be fucking dumb. Just sending more money to the military-industrial complex. Dog, if you think Donald Trump is against the military-industrial complex, you're gonna be super fucking disappointed. Just look at his record. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Literally, just don't be dumb. Just look at his record, bro. No, it's not. Historic high public and private investments into manufacturing. Come on. Let's do Adventure Time. Remember me, Adventure Time, Gorge. I hope the person that said, can you play an instrument is still here. It's been a while since I did this, but on this website, I remember there's a scroller to scroll you down automatically. Where is it? Strumming. No, that's not it. Oh, stop. Stop! Alright, there you go. Where's that motherfucking scroller, man? Solo guitar, blah, 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 blah. View official tab. Listing backtrack. This website has changed. Oh, auto scroll, I found it. Okay, watch this, folks, watch this. Watch and learn, folks, watch and learn. 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, Vladimir. It's a good thing, right? You can agree that's a good thing? Manufacturing jobs, good thing. $250 billion in public and private investment into manufacturing of or into construction of factories, local things. I don't know if you know this, but construction takes time, and there was already 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, so that's a good thing. Can y'all just give credit where credit's due? Why do you guys gotta be fake to yourself, bro? I can give credit to Trump. I think the Operation Warp Speed was good. Give credit to Biden some shit sometimes. Literally. Just give credit. Just be real. Don't be such a dummy. Marceline, is it just you and me and the wreckage of the world? Fuck. You just making this shit up on the fly. No, Vladimir. Everything I say is verifiable. Just search it up. Don't be dumb. Catherine, local things here. It amazes me how the stupid are oftentimes the most arrogant. Catherine, I know far more than you. It's not about how much you read. It's what you read. Local things, if what you read has made you the way you are, you need to read something else. Okay? Just look this shit up. Everything I'm saying here is verifiable. And that's why you don't want to talk about sources or anything like that, because you're pussies. What are you shading? We look at the actual numbers. Fucking, I don't know, the Department of Labor? Just job numbers? 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. Keeping track of manufacturing jobs since the fucking 1900s. Oh, but they're probably biased, right? They're probably fake because you don't want to believe it. Marceline, is it just you and me in the wreckage of the world? That must be so confusing for a little girl. And I know you're gonna need me here with you. But, here with you. But I'm losing myself and I'm afraid you're gonna lose me. E7. 2. Fuck. This magic keeps me alive. But it's making me crazy. And who's gonna save you? Crazy, and I need to save you. But who's gonna save me? Please forgive me for whatever I do when I don't remember you. Marceline, I can feel myself slipping away. I'm practicing, guys. I haven't done this in a long time. I can't remember what it made me say, but I remember that I saw you frown. I swear it wasn't me, it was the crown. Hold on, I can format this better, 1 second. My screen a little better. There you go. Just gonna make that like this, and we're gonna do this. Oh, there, we can do a little bit here. This magic keeps me alive, but it's making me crazy. And fuck. Wait. This magic keeps me alive, but it's making me crazy. And who's gonna save you? But who's gonna save me? Please forgive me for whatever I do when I don't remember you. Please forgive me for whatever I do when I don't remember you. Da 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 da. Alright, GG, banger. You see, I remember, it's been like a month since I sung that song now. Had to refresh my memory a little bit, alright? Alright, let's pull out my tabs. Alright, let's see what the chat's saying. Da 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 da. NPR says reported for misinformation. Report for sucking dick, okay? That's what's happening in the stream, because you're sucking mine, alright? I'm reporting you to the gay police. KT says, I'm getting my bottle of wine. That was great, thank you. Local Link says, Jesus, you call me lazy. I didn't see your comment, and neither did Robin. You either deleted it or it was too far up in chat. Write 3 bullet points. I don't know what you're demanding, bruh. Catherine, or Local Things, I gave you 3 different things from Project 25. That's bad. More tax cuts for the rich, cutting vital programs, and banning porn. I should have the right to jerk off whenever I want because I'm an American, and we don't need more tax cuts for the rich. They've had it too good for too long. We need a tax increase for the rich. We need to get a tax code similar to the times that we had the greatest expansion of middle class we've seen in our country. It's simple as that. NPR reported for harassment and bullying. Wow. Whoa. Oh, go to a fucking safe space, pussy. Local things. Here, I'll do it for you, Catherine. Project 25 is bad because 1, 2, and 3. Again, banning porn, trying to regulate my penis, cutting taxes for the rich, and cutting important services. You want to cut fucking food aid for poor people. You want to dick ride Elon Musk even more, and you want to control my dick? No. My dick is my business. Simple as that. It's simple math, man. It's my dick. It's my dick. Don't play with my dick. 31K says, want to cut overtime pay. I think a Trump-appointed judge was able to successfully block Biden's, I don't know which agency it was, but it essentially wanted to expand overtime pay, and they blocked it for like 4 million people. MPR 900 says, reported for sexual content. What, because I said dick? Penis. Local thing says, okay, 1. Are you watching the stream, local things? Yeah, keeping track of rape victims' periods, banning porn, cutting taxes for the rich, and cutting services for poor people. It's a simple fucking thing. I don't know why you want to fuck the poor so hard, and you want to benefit the rich. The rich don't do anything for you. They don't care about you. They do not care about you. You are a serf in their eyes. I see you as a person, okay? And I see you as a person that shouldn't have to go broke because you need to go get health care, okay? Okay? P2 Project 25 allows redefining overtime pay period from 40 hours to 160 hours a month. Jeez, I didn't even know that, man. You know, we could actually make a 36-hour work week, 4-day work week, folks. You know what that has shown in studies? Increased productivity, increased worker happiness, and the profits stay the same. There are bosses that are for it. So let's put it like that. We used to have way longer work hours. It was the unions and the workers that got us the 40-hour work week. Vladimir says, the poor don't care either. The poor, they're the real bad guys, right? Shut up, man! Like fucking Deji out here like KSI. Shut up, man! Getting rid of the FBI and public education. Yeah, the Republicans have been open. They want to get rid of public education so bad. They fucking hate smart people. They fucking hate educated people. They want dumb people because it's easier for them to take advantage of dumb people. They want to make us stupid again. When they say make America great again, they want more child labor. They want the kids out of school. They want stupid people to be the populace because that will be able to be easier to control. Lamau, and this is why poor people are poor. They don't want to put the time in. Not everybody needs to be a CEO, prick. And if you think everybody needs to be a CEO and you're not, you're just a random ass dude. You're a pathetic, boot-licking son of a bitch. Verse General President, if we cut the deficit, which would allow cutting taxes for everyone, including the rich, would you be okay with that? Yeah, show me a plan to cut the deficit. Show me a plan to cut the deficit, because in the last Obama, or Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton, those last 5 presidents, the only people to cut the deficit, and this is a fact, you can look it up, were Democrats. I'm not a fan of Clinton. I'm not a fan of Obama. I'm not a fan of Biden. But I give credit where credit's due.